This is a public announcement. You are now watching the Steel Toe Morning Show. Prepare your buttholes and get ready for your hosts.
Got them all fired up. Let's get going, huh? Welcome to the Steel Toe Evening Show. I'm Aaron, that's April.
Hey.
April and I had a hell of a day today with the gym and all that. Now, I love the gym we go to precisely because it's not air conditioned. So it's like it looks like an old school boxing sweat box, and that's precisely what it is. But by the end of your workout, when you're sweating salt, I don't think that's a good thing. I don't think when your sweat turns white, that's necessarily a positive.
Not usually.
So that was a hell of a way to go. And then we do all that. And then I did not have time to shower. So you guys may be thinking, well, wait a minute. You spent, a couple hours in the gym today. You say you're sweating sodium, essentially. You're wearing the same clothes that you wore this morning. Would you forgive me if I got done at the gym, went in the sauna afterwards, got out, just changed back into my other clothes and never changed them today? Is that, are we, if we can operate from that point of understanding, then I think we can go ahead and do tonight's show.
Probably not.
Well, then I'll run upstairs and shower quick.
Your hair looks good.
And then, thank you. That's
the way your hair is supposed to be done, by the way. I never want you to change it from that exact.
Should I?
Just that.
Should I take a picture of this and use it as
I think so, if you can't remember.
The blueprint from now on?
Yeah.
The headphones don't do the widow's peak any favors, but I mean, outside of that.
You know what? You're right. When you look at the camera from right on, it's not good.
It doesn't look
good.
So
now I see why you spread.
I take it off.
But
it's a little better, but then you go
from my view next to
when
you.
When you cut off the hair here, it looks pretty nice. If I go like this, it's a little better.
We should be doing one of those setups where you don't need headphones.
If you're watching this show because of the way I look, you've got fucking problems, man.
Same. But I will inform you guys, I did shower and I changed my clothes. I did it all today.
April's underarms and orifices all smell like candy now. She's all set. Mine smell like a bitter sulfuric planet. Mine smell like Venus's atmosphere.
Ew.
Yeah. I've got more of a...
more like Uranus, I'm guessing.
Yeah, or Uranus. We can't get out that far to know. No, Venus, I believe, is the worst smelling planet in the solar system. Worst smelling planet in the solar system. I'm almost positive it's Venus. Nope, they're saying Uranus.
I told you.
It smells like washed up seaweed, rotten eggs, skunks, and ...
Look how they say it's pronounced Uranus.
Yeah, you ain't fooling anybody. It's Uranus.
Whatever.
Yeah. It's pronounced Uranus. Well, it's spelled Uranus.
A to Z animals.com.
That's weirdo. My favorite porn site. Astronomers recently found that the atmosphere of Venus has high levels of hydrogen sulfide, a compound that smells like rotten eggs. So how funny that Uranus literally smells like farts. That's just a good goddamn time, if you ask me.
Oh.
Hello, Rumble. How are we doing over there? Tim, Hobo, Bigot, Chevy, all you guys. Thank you. There also is a spot open on the Golf Clash clan. I went and checked today. Sorry if I'm not contributing as much as usual. I've been getting my ass kicked, but I did qualify for this week's tournament, so that's good. But there is a spot. Somebody quit. Somebody dropped out. That's good because we want it to be just a fan clan for the Steel Toe Morning Show.
What would cause somebody to quit?
Well, I had our president, Brad, knock out anyone who had 0 trophies to give to the clan.
Okay.
Like hasn't been playing and hasn't been contributing. I said, if they haven't contributed for a couple weeks, kick them out. And he started booting some people. And I'm guessing this guy was mad. Maybe one of his buddies got booted. So he ran as well. Also, other clans can poach you. I've been offered to join other clans in Golf Clash as well. And I declined them all because I don't want to leave the STMS clan.
I'm remarkably dry right now.
What? Come on. You should be dripping.
So dry. I should have been wet. My hair's still wet from the shower.
Your pussy should be
Should have
on
been nice and moist.
fire right now.
Oh, you took a beer of mine. Oh.
I did. I stole one of your beers.
Loser face.
Taste Fairy says Wednesday host. April is going to be the Wednesday host. I don't have fucking time to be booking Wednesday hosts anymore. I am working on some shit. And also, there's no goal on those shows. I got to pay the guy half the money where, this thing I've said before, cottage industry, family business, shoestring budget. Wednesday co-hosts, they knock out a little bit.
So what you're saying is I'm a budget co-host?
You are a budget I pay you as a full-time employee of this company. And that means if you're going to be a full-time employee of this company, that means on call.
Right.
On call. That's how it works. So, yes, April will be on tomorrow morning. Let's catch up with the chats on Rumble and YouTube. I saw that some guy was yelling at Lemmy and Balls Deep because they were on, 6 months ago or so, they were in someone else's chat saying that we're not good, and now they're over here and they love the show again. And it's like, look, don't tattle on other listeners. Don't tattle on other people. And I know that Lemmy and Balls Deep went astray for a while, and I also knew that they would be back, and they came back, and all is good. If you go out there and you sample other product, I'm not going to be mad because I know the product you're sampling is remarkably dog shit and not nearly anywhere. You think I left that fucking Dabbleverse horseshit because I didn't think it was a bunch of full of kitty retards playing broadcasting? That's why I left. I couldn't be associated with that shit. We're talking to people about doing things with this show. They don't want to be associated with a Dabbleverse. It's embarrassing. Like I've said before, do you really go out in public and tell people that you're a part of that?
God, I hope not.
I hope not. So I knew that they were kind of going in with kind of a grifting show, and I was like, they'll be back. They're overloaded with the drama shit, and they're coming back. They found out the guy was full of shit, and they came back to us because as arrogant and conceited as I may be, one thing I am not is full of shit. Everything I am, I will tell you I am it. E-beggar, guilty. Arrogant, guilty. Conceited, guilty. April, go ahead.
Aaron, are you telling
Over-talking people all the time, guilty. April, go ahead.
Are you saying nobody does it like you?
Nobody. I'm a throwback, motherfucker.
I yelled because I was going to yell right over you. I thought you were going to talk.
I'm a Yeah, I just got you to yell for no reason.
You asshole. Now I look like a prick.
Right, now you just look like someone who can't control their volume.
Now I think I should retire for the night.
I am a throwback. I'm the James Toney of this shit, baby.
Does anyone else do it the way you do it?
Nobody.
Opie
and Anthony, Revenge of the Sis. Other than that, no. Nobody. No, Revenge of the Sis does what I do. They just do it first. That's
Does anybody else rock that hairline you have?
Not Royce Lopez.
So stunning.
Yeah, maybe Mersh a little bit. But not Royce.
I bet you'll get to a point where you wear a hat.
I'm not wearing... No, because that's given up. I'm not wearing a hat.
As long... It just can't be a beanie. I can't rock
I'm
with
riding this shit out all the time. I'm riding this shit out until it goes.
How about when it's back here?
I'll Hulk Hogan that shit. I'm going to grow the back out long. No, I'm going to be like the Hulkster. Maybe I'll put a bandana on and I'll have Hulk Hogan hair.
You're going to still have that stupid widow's peak right here, and your shit's gonna be all the way back here.
Yeah, I'm gonna work that shit till the end.
I bet you grow your widow's peak out and comb it over.
Now we got ideas. Now we've got avenues we can tackle this.
Cornrows.
Roots Calhoun says, "Baha, your hair looks good. I've never heard a worse lie in my life." It's not.
I did discover that I only do like it from the side. I don't like it from the front.
Thanks. I appreciate that very much.
It looks stunning from the side.
That means a lot to me. Thank you. Then we'll enjoy this marriage from a side view. Gurmy says, Aaron was always the stinky kid at school. While I was not the stinky kid at school, there were certainly times after gym class or I'd come to school one day and I'd be like, I am a little funky today.
Oh.
But I was never the stinky kid in school.
Will you tell the audience what you said about yourself after the show last night?
Oh, that I reeked like dirty balls.
He was just sitting there. I'm over here and he's like, do you smell that?
Yeah, I smelled like dirty old balls yesterday. You know, the worse we do in the goal, the more I stress sweat during the program and the worse I smell. Like those days, and it's like half and half. Like Tuesdays are always a wreck.
Last night the goal was good.
Yeah, yesterday, both shows. It was awesome. It was great. And then Tuesday mornings are always the worst day. Doesn't matter who's on. Doesn't matter what the show is. Doesn't matter how good it is. Tuesday just stinks the worst. And you guys knocked it out today, and we appreciate it, but it took till the end of overtime. And I definitely get some stress sweats when we do that. Just the way I am. Mr. Honesty.
He was wearing very thin shorts so we could smell it.
BYB Podcast. I think that's the Quadfather. Guys, subscribe to BYB Podcast on YouTube. I love those guys. They're just plugging away. And I like that they have so many people on their show because they can just kill a few off and just keep right on going.
They're interchangeable.
Right. It's just addition by subtraction with that show. Like if one of them ODs, because I'm just guessing.
That is so mean.
I'm just guessing one of them will, or they drink themselves to death or whatever. As long as it's not the Quadfather or Nick or any of the core guys, as long as it's one of the weird British dudes, they'll be fine. Like the show will get better. Everyone else will get more time to show their comedic chops.
Can we keep the crazy one with the mask?
That's the guy I was thinking would die first. I don't want him to, but I don't want him to go. Odds.
That one's entertaining.
I bet you Quadfather could tell us like what the odds are on each person dying on BYB. So go watch those guys, even though Granny's on their show.
Is it up on FanDuel? Can we bet on it?
Please get it up there if not. BYB says, tell Granny to stop snipe streaming your show. First of all, stop talking like those boomers in that dying universe. It is stream sniping. It is called stream sniping. Enough with the old man lingo.
What happened?
And number two, Granny is fine. Granny is a mess. Granny gets to do what Granny wants to do because he's a mess.
BYB said the right thing, though. Didn't he? Stream sniping?
It's stream sniping. He said snipe streaming.
Oh, that's just an accident.
It's not okay. I'm not all right with it.
You are remarkably bitchy today.
I am picky on the things I once said.
Okay.
Manariti, I like that name, says, I try my best to be a gentleman in here. Then Aaron goes talking about April's orifices. Well, I like to put people like you to the test. Fan of stuff says, urine in my anus.
That was it?
We're being very adult-like.
Okay.
Oh.
Uranus. Oh, I forgot. We already talked about Uranus.
Dat Pixon says, would you rather have your sweat turn white or your load turn clear? I've had my load turn clear before.
Why?
Because if you whack off too soon after a vasectomy, the other stuff won't be mixing in and it'll be really watery. And I had really bruised balls and I wanted to test it out. And I whacked off like a couple days after it was done. And it was just this very odd liquid that comes out. Like you come, but it's not very cummy because your whole internal production system is fucking destroyed from what you just put it through.
So you looked like a little tube of Gorilla Glue coming out.
Oh no, it shot, but it was like more see-through.
Yeah, I was picturing like you know how you squeeze a bottle of Gorilla Glue and it's just kind of oozing out?
Oh, dude, and it hurts so bad. Like you should
stop
not
doing that.
They tell you not to do anything sexual for 7 days after those, and I tried after 3. Ah, fucking owie, I hurt my balls.
I've had to not have a sexual anything for 6 weeks before, and I somehow accomplished that.
And that was after the last 4th of July. I put a firecracker in her cunt, and I wanted to see what would happen, and I blew her cunt apart, and she wasn't able to have sex for 6 weeks. It was nasty. I shouldn't have done
wish you would stop telling all our secrets.
BYB, yeah, leave a little romance. BYB Podcast says, I joined the clan already years ago. Different clan.
See, that's
I need
the
to
one I
make
was
that
looking
clear.
at.
Yeah, that one's not full, especially if you're a
It's
federal
never
agent.
full.
Johnny David says Aaron drinks girls' beer. It's just summer shandy. There's nothing. If you can't drink a summer shandy and admit it's good, you've got masculinity problems.
I want it in a cold glass.
Cool. Dat picked. It's just, I felt for a moment I was broadcasting with a retarded person because I'm like, isn't this a good beer? I want it in a glass. Okay. Like, there's nowhere to really roll from there. Like, what am I supposed to do? Oh, yeah, I've heard that drinking out of glasses is really, really good. It's yummy in my tummy. Good. Solid.
Anyways.
Hobo Chili says, I'm sorry, but this MS is really becoming a problem. Johnny, get a handle on it. Well, Yeah, no. Johnny's just, he's got his MS,
I think
and
Johnny's
he's doing his
trying.
best with it.
I think he's trying to figure it out.
Taste Fairy says, don't tattle unless it's about Corey. No, don't tattle about Corey. I haven't heard anything about Corey for a while.
I just noticed that. Yeah.
Yeah, except when I text him.
Is he okay?
I guess. I think he's leaning more into comedy and doing less of the streamings.
You were saying that months ago.
Yeah, I don't think he's doing the streaming stuff as much anymore.
I see his cats on Instagram.
Yeah, I
mean,
think
Snapchat?
I think he's leaning into the comedy stuff, that's cool too. Citizen M says Lemmy and Bowles went astray for a while, and then there's guys like Zen, Rusty, and I who never left. Yeah, yes, Citizen M. There you go. Old double agent Citizen M. Just such a when I think of Citizen M, I think now there's a loyal guy.
No, he had to stick around so he could go dump the dirt on the other channels.
Exactly. Did you hear what they said about you today? Oh, I think this is happening.
I have never gotten so many screenshots of the name Citizen M in my life.
I know everybody always sends like, hey, did you see the shit Citizen M was talking? Now, in fairness, some of that is the internet is so gay that there's actually people who thought that it was worth their time to create a fake Citizen M account. You're not making a fake account of a good show. You're not even making a parody account of a nobody show like ours. You're making a parody account of a nobody guy who's a fan of a nobody show.
It's just like one of those listeners, I don't know. Like Citizen M, I'm sure would be considered like a super fan of the show because he literally doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Which
He'll
is
say
cool.
that too.
I love that.
He'll say that too.
But yeah, so I suppose that's why somebody tries to mimic him.
Hobo Chili Recipe says, Aaron's hair is dying. Guilty. Yes, thank you. Good. I wasn't asking for you to add to the list, but I appreciate that.
Actually, every time we're having a hard time hitting the goal, it ages Aaron an extra half a year.
And then the hair goes
and it
back.
moves.
Yeah. LOS says, Aaron representing the state of Florida with that hairline.
Get it? Your hair's a peninsula.
By the way, I want to say this before I forget. Alex Stein fights Modine on Saturday. And I heard Alex talking about the fight recently.
Okay.
And I finally was able to find a video of Modine like doing shit and like boxing and the size of the guy.
Yeah.
I really hope Alex doesn't get hurt. Because like I've said before, you play football, you play baseball. We got to get these guys to learn. Like something bad's going to happen with this influencer boxing shit. Someone's going to get hurt. There's going to be a guy in there who takes it seriously, trains really hard, and is a really good boxer, and he's going to hurt somebody.
Is that you?
I mean, I look, 2 amateur fights only, and I would fuck up any one of these guys that are on that undercard.
Yeah, but you also used to say that you liked the influencer boxing stuff.
I don't. I like the main ones. Like KSI is taking it seriously, and he's fighting other guys who are taking it seriously. I like when Jake Paul fights because he's fighting other
Logan
professional fighters. Logan Paul. I like that. But you got these guys. You got guys like Salt Poppy who can hit like a fucking truck. And if you put a Salt Poppy in there with someone who's like, oh, I'm doing it for the likes and I'm doing it for the clicks, he could hurt that guy. That guy, and I don't want to see anybody get hurt. You know, I mean, I'm a trainer, I'm a licensed boxer, everything else. I don't want to see anybody get hurt in there. It's bad for the sport. I want to see the sport do well. It's fun to watch young people come in and like want to box and keep the sport alive. So, somebody gets hurt on one of these televised cards, that's going to turn people off from the sport.
In fairness, in most boxing matches, people do get hurt.
No, but they know how to get hurt. They're professionals. I'm saying like one of these guys who don't box is going to go in and take one of these fights and they're going to think, oh, this is fun. This will be good for my numbers and the algorithm. And they're going to get their fucking clock cleaned and they could get hurt. I don't want to see that happen. That's all I'm saying. I saw Modine's stuff. I saw what Alex has been doing. I just hope Modine hasn't been taking it that seriously either.
Well, he's a street fighter. He doesn't take anything seriously.
Yeah, hopefully.
So what was Alex saying that made you concerned?
Just like he was on the boat with with Jorge Masvidal. He's down there with Jorge Masvidal. He's like, I'm training with him. I'm like, you're not really training.
Well, that's what I said.
With Jorge Masvidal. I mean, Jorge Masvidal is not a guy who trains beginning fighters. You need a gym owner. You need an old, grizzled veteran trainer who knows how to train guys from the very beginning. If like an experienced fighter who's like a 500 fighter and really struggling went to Jorge Masvidal, he might be able to teach him some shit. Maybe.
Sure.
But Jorge Masvidal can't teach someone from scratch. He's beyond that level and he's not a trainer. You gotta go with one of those old guys, like the guy who runs our gym. That's a guy who needs to be training people. Training beginners, I should say. So I hope it goes well. I want Alex to win. I'm going to watch the fight, but there's just, hold on. We got to get to Granny. Let me just do this real quick. Granny, go ahead and call back in about 2 minutes. I got to reset the phones here. We'll get Granny in. He says he's pissed off. All right. We'll check it out. Let me just hook this up real quick. The magic of live podcasting. Yay.
You are good at this.
There we go. Dat Pixon says the Dabbleverse is destined for a few thousand views no matter who is behind it. No room for growth. And that's kind of what April and I figured out about 4 or 5 months into it. We were like, you're not talking to any new people. Nobody outside of this gives a fuck about it. You're fighting over the same people.
Not only that, you're a bunch of turncoats who get angry and like foaming at the mouth at everybody.
Yeah.
And then like you'll like the one dude one day and then the next day you're hating him. And
it's too gay.
It is pretty gay and high schooly.
Yeah, I can't. And like, I understand they're all in their 60s and this is their last shot to make any money. Like, I want to make this show something. I'm only 36. April's 28. I've got time to keep building Steel Toe into something. Right now, these guys are giving it all they've got as like their last shot. And I think what they don't realize about Steel Toe is this is us on probation. Like, we're in jail right now.
Sure.
Like, the last 2.5 years, we got in trouble. We've been in jail. Like, oh my God, we're doing it. We're fucking going crazy. This is amazing. That's our jail.
You were a bad boy.
I was a bad boy. And I'm in jail. And I'm serving my probation. And we're working on some things now to dig us out of that probation. But I didn't want to get stuck with this being all it was. So I'm like, you know what? I don't want to be on probation for the rest of my entire life. No, thank you.
I feel like your entire career, no matter what, like big, grand scale or little, is like you don't know until you know.
Right.
And suddenly you know everything.
My whole career is fuck around and find out.
Yeah.
And I fuck around.
And
all
then
the
you
time.
find out.
Hulkamasha Baby says, you let Granny do what he wants because I'm pretty sure that man will snap and hurt someone if he doesn't do what he wants. Yeah, he's like a boiling teapot. He's got to be able to get that steam out of there, or I think he could be dangerous. I'm just looking at all the chat. I got to catch up.
Sleep jacket.
With the chat. They're talking about they're at the vasectomy thing now.
I come
rice pudding, says Roots Calhoun.
Shit, that is a little too chunky.
That is.
Got to puree that first.
A little fucked up. Oh, I love this O&A reference in the chat. Paul R. Nelson is in the chat. He's Paul R. Nelson.
It's over.
There we go. Black Pixel says, step into the ring. I have on multiple occasions, and I also step into the ring every single week. Not hard to find, my friend. Delco Lou says, anyone who has been in a boxing gym for 3 hours knows they have no idea what they're in store for. Yeah, if you haven't, I can say this. If you haven't sparred at least 100 rounds, you should not take a fight. You should have sparred 100 rounds before you take a fight. I mean, and I'll tell you, you know how I know that? Because my first fight, I hadn't sparred 100 rounds, and I got my nose busted up. I didn't know how to defend myself. My second fight, I had sparred 100 rounds, and I kicked the shit out of the guy. So you got to get that experience. You got to go in there and feel. No, you don't know what it feels like to get hit with a boxing shot until you get hit with a boxing shot. There's no way to recreate it.
Yeah, I'd rather just not. I can work out without getting hit in the face.
Well, a lot of people can. Granny, if you want to call back in, call back in. Jesse Esparza, good evening, sir. Good to see you. When people say, hey, how are you doing? I like to respond to them. I like to be friendly. Lemmy says most Marine veterans don't call themselves former Marines. Who calls themselves a former Marine?
I don't know.
Paul R. Nelson says, I like sex the normal way.
This is good.
Let's go.
3 fucking minutes.
All right. Granny, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, man. What's up, dude?
Nothing.
I heard that you were around here talking some shit. I run a tight ship around here. You don't answer my fucking call, and I call in. I'm a goddamn professional, Aaron.
Yeah.
That's honestly all I have.
Oh, okay.
It was hard out of the gate.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, because you kind of like fell off a cliff there at the end. I was thinking that rant seemed like it had a little more oomph left in it, and I was kind of letting you go.
No, I ran out of steam, dude. I ran out of steam like right there at the end.
Oh, okay.
He
well,
burns
you know
hot.
what? Work on it and come back at us when you have more fire in the belly.
No, fuck you, Aaron, you son of a bitch. I will face fuck you. I'm grabbing your tits in August, and I swear to God, if you punch me, I'll punch Gino.
All right. Punch to Granny coming. Thank you, Granny. Excited to see you in less than a month.
All right.
All right.
Fuck you.
All right.
Maybe we can have him here.
I don't, but okay, maybe not. But can you really have him anywhere?
No.
No.
I would say that Florida is the perfect place for him.
Florida's, yeah, I don't think there's a better place for Granny than Florida. All right, guys, we are $240 away from tonight's goal. Let's knock that out. We've gotten off to a good and tenuous start this week. We've knocked out all the goals. It was a struggle this morning, but hopefully we get over the Tuesday hump. You know, Tuesday is our hump day here on Steel Toe.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, a little easier.
You
Thursday
kinda
and Friday,
slough off.
especially because you don't have evening shows.
Okay.
So go ahead and chip in. Streamlabs and PayPal is the best way. Rumble is the second best way. YouTube, the third best way. However you'd like to contribute, please do. Hobo Chili Recipe with $2 over on Rumble says, you're drinking summer shandy and acting like this is some white boy summer flex. I hope a dirty bomb goes off in your town.
That's not very nice.
Doesn't seem necessary, but
A little mean-spirited.
thank you, Hobo, for giving us your unfiltered opinion.
You need some manly beers.
Oh, my God. I guess so. Is my big wave masculine enough?
Probably not, actually. Big Wave sounds remarkably gay. It's from Kona Brewing. It's Hawaiian.
Well, the kind of beer it is doesn't help either. It's a golden ale. Golden ale.
But so is Minnesota Gold, which wow.
No, Minnesota Gold is it is an American lager, I believe.
Well, then the name is misleading.
Yeah. Minnesota Gold.
Maybe you should just go get your whiskey and take a sip or a pull like a real man.
Very impolite to wish radiation on someone, says Triple N. I agree. I agree. I also like that Hobo bounces back and forth between the two chats. That's very good. All right, guys, you know the drill. Let's get under $200 by the top of the hour. Go ahead and contribute. Let's start a little rally, and let's get that under 200 in the next 40 minutes or so. YouTube, Rumble, Facebook, Twitter. We're on all of them. Multiple Facebook pages. My personal page and the Steel Toe page. Wherever you are, hit like, hit thumbs up, hit subscribe. That's a big one because we're almost at 2,000 on Rumble, which would put us around 12,000 for the two platforms combined. MSO says too soon. No, MSO, you can make your prediction anytime that we won't hit the goal. And if it's almost 7:30 and we're at 240, you are looking pretty good for tonight.
Yeah,
so
I guess so.
you can go ahead and you can make that prediction anytime you'd like. Just a Dabbler says, let's shake booty. Oh, Just a Dabbler. We have an offering plate now. We're a religious e-begging program, and we play gospel music when it's time to really turn the e-begging on full.
You got to go back to that original song.
Why?
I don't like the rest of them. The first one had like.
Oh, you want me to go back to the
it.
beginning of that one, of that compilation?
Right.
Okay.
That was good.
We'll take a look. All right. Last night, we were playing hole-in-ones that professional golfers hit at Augusta National, where they have the Masters.
Yep.
Because you were going, oh, you mean they don't celebrate like Steph Curry when he hit his hole-in-one in like professional golf? And I'm like, no, I think they just kind of, fist pump, high-five each other. That's it. Move on with the tournament. And I get it because you are in the Masters tournament. You can't like lose your shit and go bananas.
Still.
You got a whole nother hole to play. You fuck up that hole, that totally negates what you just
Imagine
did.
how popular you might be if you're the one guy, though, that starts being colorful.
Well, do you want to see what happens when you're colorful?
Sure.
This is Tony Finau at the Masters in 2018 during a par 3 contest. This is what they do like before the tournament starts. They do like fun little events and stuff like that. Match play and, you know, head-to-heads. And they had a par 3 contest to basically have everyone golf every par 3 on the course and see how close they could get to the hole. Here is Tony Finau at the Masters in 2018.
Pretty.
Look at that. Ready, April? There you go. He's going crazy. He's running. Hey, this is what you want, right? By the by, anyone who's ever played basketball or football or baseball knows that doesn't hurt right away.
No, it'll throb later.
It hurts for like 2 fucking weeks after that.
It'll throb later for sure.
That rolled ankle shit never goes. It's like a jammed thumb. If anyone's ever jammed their thumb, right away you're like, that sucks a dick. And then for 2 weeks after it, you're like, that fucking thumb still hurts.
It's bruised. I mean, I've rolled my ankle really bad in tennis before too.
Yeah, I guess in tennis it could
gotta
happen.
go for different shots.
Well, watch what
That's
he has to do
embarrassing.
to his ankle to get it to work again. He really rolled it bad. Now watch. Watch this. That's like a full-on dislocation, isn't it?
It is. I've seen a dislocated ankle before, and it can do this until it's put back.
It's like it's not broken.
It's not, but it looks broken.
And he's trying to stand up. He's like, what the fuck? Come on. Boom. There we go.
Wow. What a tough-ass dude, though, to put that back on his own.
Yeah, he's not doing well, though.
He's still walking it off. I call him a soldier for that.
But April, if you wanted to know, why don't they run around like crazy tards after they do that?
Well, you just got to have good running form.
That would be why.
By the way, you said bringing color to the golf course.
Yes.
Was that pun intended or not?
No pun intended. It's golf, so I'm just assuming everyone's white. Would you like to see how he recovered from that?
Yeah.
5 years ago?
Thanks, Ian. With Tony Finau, you've played one round and you're in the Butler cabin. That's a great start to your Masters career.
Thank you.
Given the way this morning went, would you have ever dreamt that you'd be sitting here after shooting 68?
No way. No way on earth. After what I went through yesterday on the par 3 contest and, you know, the way I felt this morning wasn't great. There's no way I would have.
This motherfucker rolled his ankle, dislocated it the day before, went back out and golfed a 4 under 68 at the Masters the next day.
Good for him.
That's a stud move right there.
How many drugs was he on to keep that pain in check?
Right. How many injections did he take? How much shit do you have to have pumped in there just to make that go?
That is not fun.
Ooh. April seems like a pickleball lady to me, says Colt C.
No, thank you.
Not a pickleball person.
I am looking for people to play tennis with, though.
Skeezy says, tripped on a gopher hole. It's a gopher! The little furry rodent things. Do you know what a gopher can do to a golf course? Stevie J says, I think it's funny that golfers don't know how to run, and it makes the news if they attempt it. Right.
That kind of looks like you running.
No, my run is way worse than that.
Oh, see, I wouldn't have gone that far.
That guy had a better run than me.
You do have like a really, like you almost should put a patent on your running form. Like it's a weird one.
I fucked up my running form when I was younger because I was slow and I've always been slow. And so I kept trying to change my running form to see if I could get faster. And it just kind of ended in an amalgamation of all the running styles, just kind of smashed together. When I run, it looks like the computer that determines my running overloaded. And it just like, I run like the characters in Star Fox in the credits.
That's what happened to you?
Yeah, I just kept trying different shit, leaning forward, leaning back, getting my arms into it, keeping my arms still, taking long strides, taking short, choppy strides. I tried it all, and now my running just looks like all of those things tarted up together like a fucking running goulash.
And if you're watching from behind you when you're running away, like your feet like kick out a little bit. You know what I mean? Like a little flare to it.
It's all bad, man.
I've never seen anything like it, and I never knew what happened.
That's why boxing was the right sport for me. No running.
Yeah, really, I don't usually have to watch Aaron run ever anymore because he doesn't play softball.
Nope. Just
I got to watch you belly slide and cow run.
I stretched a single into a double. That's where that slide came from. And I was safe. I mean, I was out, but they called me safe.
Your tummy was raw, though, wasn't it?
I mean, it was the first time I had head first slid since I was in high school.
I'm pretty sure your whole shirt like came up and you like ripped it a little.
Triple N says your limbs are unreasonably gangly.
Yeah.
I mean, I have really long arms.
Your arms aren't the problem. It's your legs.
I have really long
your legs are disproportionate to the rest of your body.
I've just got...
They're long and skinny.
I've got long appendages.
See, but your arms work with your body, I think. The legs don't.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
The arms are good.
I appreciate that backhanded compliment.
Yeah.
Colt C says Aaron runs like Phoebe from Friends. I talked to his
Yes.
PE teacher once. Oh, no.
Have you ever seen that episode?
I have not. I'm not a big Friends guy.
Rachel will not go running with Phoebe because she runs like such a tard
Oh, no.
through Central Park.
I think you could support your friend at least.
No.
Hobo Chili Recipe says, I hope that golfer tore his ACL both lateral and medial. Oh, my God. You wanted it to be like a full Teddy Bridgewater.
It's kind of mean.
Yeah, that's, I mean, well, you fucking Hobo really goes for it. If he doesn't like a guy,
I don't wish harm on most people.
if Hobo doesn't like you, he wants you to tear your whole knee up the whole way. Crew Smitty says, Aaron may run like Forrest Gump, but he fucks like John Holmes. Both of those are good, right? If you fuck like Johnny the Wad Holmes, that's a good thing. If you run like Forrest Gump, I mean, Jesus, how often does a retard get to return kicks?
Yeah, technically Forrest ended up being a good runner.
Very good. He outran the Viet Cong's bullets.
Maybe we just need to get you some braces for a little while.
Yeah, maybe at 36, I should just decide I'm not much of a runner and just call it a day. All right, boys and kids, 240 away from today's goal. Let's knock that out. Let's get moving on it. Let's. Who's going to break us in tonight? 240 away. Shaft says, Aaron, have you ever been to a PGA event? No, and I don't think I'd like to, actually.
I bet you would.
I don't think I'd like it. I like watching golf is not exciting to me. Playing golf, I like. Watching golf.
But in person? Thanks. Watching a professional do it?
Well, because then I feel stuck there.
You're drinking. I'm sure you can drink there, right?
I hope so.
God, I hope so.
If you can't drink at a golf event, what are you going to do? I think they only serve wine and champagne, though, unfortunately. All right, guys, 240 away. Let's knock it out. Let's get moving on it tonight. Streamlabs and PayPal, the best way to do it. Let's get under 200 by the top of the hour. I want to wrap up this Miranda Lambert thing because I personally love this kind of shit. Miranda Lambert had a concert, looked at a small theater.
Yeah, it didn't look that big.
Yeah, it was a casino because you could see the theater exit sign where she was performing. So she was probably playing like, the Orpheum here in Minneapolis, so a venue about that size, Paramount Theater.
The Ledge.
Yeah, probably smaller than the Ledge. Probably like Paramount Theater, something like that in St. Cloud. And some person got their phone out and decided to take a selfie with them in the background as Miranda Lambert's on stage. Mm-hmm. That's a cool selfie.
It is. I'd do it.
That's a cool picture to get.
Yeah.
Miranda Lambert stopped singing her song to point this woman out, single her out, and say, that's bullshit. And you don't come to my shows if you're going to do that. And it's like,
you're taking a picture. How many times do people take pictures during a concert? I don't recommend necessarily watch the fucking concert, but it's a picture.
Right. And also, you're not a stand-up comedian where everyone needs to hear every word, to get the joke and everything else.
They know the words.
You're singing a song. I think while you're singing a song, someone can take one of these. The people I hate are the people who film or take pictures of the concert or watch the concert through their phone.
Right. That's obnoxious.
That bugs the shit out of me. But snapping a quick selfie?
That should be almost not an honor, but these people like you enough, they want a picture with you.
They're big fans. They want to,
I saw her back in 2006 or 2007 when she was still a little slimmer, and I was kind of wondering this morning, listening to you do that story, did she just feel a little chunky that day?
She was, she's getting fatter.
Day.
Yeah.
She's like, don't you take a picture of me.
That's what it is. She's just getting... And also, it's like I said, Sebastian Bach was a fucking prick at Halfway Jam when we did it for the radio station back in like 2014, 2015.
Humble brags.
He was at the concert and he was like yelling at the crowd and they weren't loud enough and blah, blah, blah. And he's just being a dick.
Oh, like-
I'll never come back to this town. You guys aren't good crowds and shit. And I'm like, oh, Sebastian Bach is just upset that it's not 1986 and he's not selling out bigger concert halls and arenas and shit like that.
Sure.
With fucking Wasp or whoever. God, I can't even remember who Sebastian Bach was. It wasn't Warrant. God, who the fuck was Sebastian Bach? Skid Row.
Oh, Skid Row.
Yeah. Skid Row's Sebastian Bach. I was never a big Skid Row guy.
I'd go to a Skid Row concert.
80s rock in general is kind of gay to me, but
well, you can go be by yourself.
yeah, it's totally fine. But he was just a fucking asshole. And I kind of realized halfway through his set, I'm like, oh, he's not handling it very well. That his career's not here anymore. It's kind of here. And that's too bad because you can still make decent money here. You can still make a good living. And ultimately, you're playing your music, you're singing your songs. It's not the hardest job in the world. And you're still making pretty decent money. But I think a lot of these guys didn't save their 80s rock money. They threw a lot of it up their nose or into their liver.
They lived it up while they could.
They thought that it would last forever. It never does. And now they're not handling the adjustment period very well. Every local band out there, if their peak was they got to headline Halfway Jam one night, that's it. I mean, they don't need to go any bigger than that. That's cool to them. But Sebastian Bach acted like he was in purgatory having to do that. But
he was still trying to live the Youth Gone Wild years.
Yeah.
And
He was
it
still
wasn't
trying
happening
to do
for him.
the Skid Row thing. Yeah. Sebastian Bach is just pissed he didn't steal the Swayze. Okay. Skid Row is gay, not like Matchbox 20, says Kmart Ready. You want to sit here and try to get me to feel bad about the Matchbox 20 thing. It's not going to happen. Wonderful group, fantastic songs.
You will never shame Aaron out of anything he likes.
Jay Santos says 9.91K and life to go. All right, well, everybody hit subscribe then. How's that? I don't want Jay to be upset and I don't want him to be unhappy. So I want to make Jay happy. No matter what platform you're on, hit like, hit subscribe. Is that all right, Jay? I don't want you to be mad, buddy. So Miranda Lambert yells at this fan for taking a selfie in the middle of the show.
Yep.
That fan reveals that she paid something like $700 for those tickets.
She was very close to the stage. Yep, she was
very
right
close.
there.
She was in the VIP area.
Yep, they were dressed very nice. They were right up front.
Yeah.
It was a great spot.
$700 some odd dollars. You get to take a selfie at that point. Here to refresh your memory, here's what Miranda Lambert did. Then after that, we'll play this woman's response. She recorded something today.
Okay.
And let people know what was up.
Something bound to fall apart. I'm gonna stop right here for a sec, Danny. I'm sorry.
Okay, first bitch move right there.
I know, that is so bitchy.
Wait till the end of the song.
Or
Then-
just don't say anything.
Or just shut the fuck up. Either one.
I will repeat myself. Somebody who wants you in their picture probably thinks a lot of you.
Right. And she did get big.
She's been that size for probably like 10 years, though.
She's going through her Kelly Clarkson phase,
Mm-hmm.
where she just got big and stayed big.
Is she married now?
She fucked a lot, so
Oh, really?
I don't know. Yeah,
I've never heard that.
What she kept doing was, even while she was married to Blake Shelton, then after she got hooked up with another guy and then she kept cheating on people, she kept fucking her opening acts.
Where did you hear about that? I've never heard that.
Oh, you didn't know about this? Oh, yeah. She, all of her relationships were, started when they opened for her in this year. And she was still married to Blake Shelton in that year. And then, started this relationship with this guy when he was opening for her this year.
I heard he cheated on her first.
That's probably what she said, yeah.
No, I mean, like, from all accounts, like, I'm pretty sure he admitted that.
No. They both did, but she drew first blood, sir.
Always
She drew first blood. Blake Shelton was just the classier one in that relationship, and he didn't really play that card.
I don't know. I always figure when there's, like, big-ass celebrities like that, you're probably all sleeping
That's not
around.
nice. She's trying to lose weight. She's not a big-ass celebrity. I mean, she's going through a period.
Fine.
But, yeah, she would fuck her opening acts all the time. And then end up
easy
dating
access.
them. Yeah.
Whatever.
These girls are worried about their selfie and not listening to the song. It's pissing me off a little bit.
diva moment.
Country music tonight. I'm singing some country down music. Shall we start again?
Yeah, hey, do you not want people to take their phones out and take pictures and record you? Maybe don't stop a song right in the middle, because that everybody's just going to start taking their phones out then and
Oh
hitting
God,
record.
there's something weird happening. Everyone's
Yeah.
recording now.
And that's the end. So she's pointing at the VIP section
Yep.
and giving them shit. And so this woman decides to release something today with TMZ talking about how she felt about the whole thing.
How did you guys react when Miranda Lambert called you out in front of the crowd?
The first couple of moments,
Foreign, get rid of her. No.
Well, even worse, the foreign cared enough to go see you. Are you
Right.
shitting me?
Well, and not only that, Miranda Lambert might have been a little jealous. She's skinnier. She's a little better looking.
Great teeth.
Fucking hair's got to go, though. What the fuck are you doing?
It's called a balayage.
I hate it.
It is bad. It's like where the dark roots came back, where like it's fine to have dark roots now as long as it blends into your blonde hair.
Pick a fucking color.
I don't know. That's why I don't color my hair at all.
it felt
Confusing.
embarrassing. It felt like I was being back at school and the teacher said, sit down. And
Is that Scandinavian or French? What is that? Or is it German? I can't nail down
It's
that accent. Is
somewhere in Europe.
it Danish?
I don't know.
like me and my other girlfriends did something that annoyed her. We were in
Iceland.
No.
No? Fuck, I can't nail down that accent.
Denmark, maybe.
That's what I was thinking. Danish.
the process of sitting back down. We just finished taking our group picture. And then suddenly we realized that as really as I was turning and sitting down on the bench, the concert is stopping, something is happening. And we're like, oh, this is about...
May I, real quick, and I hate to take my misogyny for a walk in this way.
Jesus.
Fuck, women are boring.
No, the men asked the boring woman about the boring story.
Still makes her boring.
A man thought it was interesting enough to ask.
That man was Harvey Levin.
That man's starting to look like a beefcake werewolf.
He's a 70-something man trying to grow a rabbi beard, apparently. But
He's almost getting back into the I would category.
She's telling this story, though, as though it's like, it's an interesting story, and she's making it not interesting.
She's a foreign. Leave her alone.
Us. Oh my goodness.
There are people who are looking now at the pictures you posted, and they're saying, well, wait a minute. They are blocking people behind them, and also they're turning their backs.
Also, clearly there's a flash.
Yeah.
The black guy is not on her side.
No, he's not.
And Harvey's just being a little Jewish and stirring up trouble. Like, oh, did you hear what they said about you? And now you're saying this about them. And then he's going to go back to Miranda Lambert, like, oh, she was saying these things about you. It's like, Harvey's good for this job. He's good at kind of stirring the shit a little bit.
They're turning their backs on the person they came to see.
Now, I'm not saying this. I'm saying other people have been saying this. So I'm not asking the question. I'm rather repeating it back to you.
Of course.
So I'm wondering how you react to both of those things.
We weren't blocking the people behind us because we were in the first VIP bench. And
the people behind us were the poor people. And the poor people, as you know, don't really deserve to see the show. Otherwise, they could have just spent more money like us.
Well, actually, have you ever been to a concert like that and been up that close? That shit is so tall, you're not blocking that shit from anyone.
Yeah.
So that's bullshit.
Theater, the VIP benches are down below the audience.
Right, it's like the orchestra.
That's
And
what I'm
even
saying.
the second row VIP benches are on top of us. So when we stand, you can just see the top of our heads.
How long would you say the whole process was that you're standing up and taking photos?
It was so fast, 20 seconds,
Right.
no more than 30. I don't think she could see the flash because we are standing and the lady taking the picture, she was like squatting down on the bench.
And I think really what happened here is we were seeing that the country music lady was probably either perioding or just really mad that she's getting old and fat.
Right.
And none of the opening acts in country music will deep dick her anymore. And I think this is causing serious problems for her. And I think she is maybe lashing out. So I will kind of let her have this one, as she is turning into rather a chubby pig. Thank you.
That was absolutely my take, because I'm like, Miranda's been touring for how long now? Almost 2 decades.
Kind of a crab ass.
She's kind of a crab ass, and she's had millions of pictures taken of her. Like, this isn't new.
Hobo Chili Recipe with $4.99 says, I could run for 1,000 yards behind Miranda Lambert in the NFL. Oh, she'd be a good fullback. That's a compliment. That's complimentary. 235 away from today's goal. That was the first $5 that have come in.
Thank you.
For today. So we got to, let's get a move on. Let's go on a nice little roll there and knock out that 235 today. Inga from the producers. Very good. Union Jack says, called out her VIPs. Yeah, that's either really admirable because she's stuck by her guns and she hates that. And she'll even tell someone who paid $700 some odd that she hates that. Or she's a fucking idiot who treats her VIPs like shit.
I'd go with that one. By the way, one singular flash from a picture. I don't recommend doing that during a concert. It's rude. But there's millions of lights, and all she has is spotlights at her. Get over yourself.
It's fine. Yeah, it was not a big deal. And again, you talking about it, you addressing it probably is definitely fucking you up more now than letting it go.
She probably just got blown off by some dude that day, or she's feeling bad about herself, and
her opening act
she saw these pretty girls that are taking this picture and stuff, and that's the thing. That's the trigger for me right now.
That was the thing that set her off, apparently. All right, so 235 away. Let's keep knocking that down, guys. Thank you very much. Jason Aldean, staying with the country music motif tonight, is speaking out because apparently people are accusing him of making a lynching song.
Oh. Well.
Jason Aldean, country music star, lynching allegations. Never good to see all of those words in the headline if you're the person they're talking about.
Maybe they got confused and he just had Justin Lynch in his video.
Well, what happened was he made a song a couple of months ago, and I guess it's making the rounds now.
Okay.
I've never heard it, but apparently it's talking about rioting, and the basis of the song is like, why don't you try that shit in my town, motherfucker?
Oh, God.
And people read between the lines, and they're like, wait, is Jason Aldean talking like, hey, darky, why don't you come into my neighborhood, and I'll shoot you for riding? That's kind of the tack they're taking. They're kind of reading into the Jason Aldean song, and they're saying that Jason Aldean is like using this as like, fantasy porn.
No.
Fantasy violence porn against black people.
Completely retarded. Honestly, that is a completely retarded take. You can't just sit and read into people's lyrics. If you read into any country song, unless it's Watermelon Crawl, anything could sound bad.
It is a terrible take on the song because, as you know, most of the Black Lives Matters rioters are white.
That's true.
Wouldn't have anything to do with black people. By the way, Just a Dabbler lost his membership. Gift memberships, gift a shit ton of them. Make sure Just a Dabbler gets one, and we'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone. He'll get a membership, and I won't sit here stressing out about the goal as we're pushing the top of the hour and we're 235 away. So Jason Aldean is speaking out after being accused of putting out a racially charged music video. And while the internet's outraged with his video, Jason is defending the lyrics. Now, I'm sure this song is too hot for us to play on YouTube. We'll get copyright hit and the whole thing. Even with our commentary and, fair use and all that, YouTube is still cunty about it. Well, the country singer took to social media Tuesday, opening by saying he's been accused of releasing a pro-lynching song. And like I said, never good. Jason Aldean's publicist woke up this morning and he saw pro-lynching next to his client's name and he went, fuck, I might have to go into the office today.
Okay, but Jason was almost a shooting victim. Can we let this one slide?
And he had heat stroke over the weekend. Like, I just had a stroke. He had heat stroke over the weekend. He had to end a concert.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Oh.
He ducked out of a concert because he was suffering from heat stroke.
Poor guy. I would 100% go see him.
He was referring to his track, Try That in a Small Town, which was released in May but has been making the rounds since the music video dropped last week. Yeah, and I didn't think it was a racist song. Like, I listened to it today.
I didn't.
And
I've never heard
it's
it.
just about a black guy who wants to date this white guy's daughter. The song's called Try That in a Small Town.
I think you're full of shit.
I don't know where all the offensiveness is coming from. No, there was a music video that dropped last week. He says folks thinking it's about his distaste for the Black Lives Matter protests got it wrong, adding that the dangerous accusations have no merit. He does not address certain lines in the song, such as telling people to take their anti-police mentality to a small town, adding, see how far you make it down the road.
That could mean so many things. That could be esoteric.
You know what's funny about it?
It's a typical country song.
What's funny about it is like Jason Aldean is now this wealthy grifter in country music now. Like, he's not a country guy anymore. He's a very wealthy guy. So what I do kind of like about this is that Jason Aldean tried to make like a rah, try that shit here. It's like, motherfucker, you don't live there anymore. You don't live on Main Street next to the ice cream shop. So stop with the bullshit of like, why don't you try that in your small town where the farmers live? Oh, you mean where you're not? And then he's getting shit for it. I kind of like it.
Do you know where he lives?
Probably some dirt fuck. He probably owns a ranch, but he lives in California.
I don't think so.
A
lot of those people, like, I know Luke Bryan and stuff like that, they all have like these ranches and go fucking hunting together in their off times and stuff like that. Like,
I'm sure they go hunting.
Just because you have money doesn't mean you don't remember the shit you came from and stuff.
Yeah, they
like,
get
that's
up
all part of your job. You have to talk about.
Are they
that
getting
stuff.
up at 4:30 milking the cows?
That's part of their job to sing about that
dick.
stuff.
They have an entire staff for that shit.
Eric Church sings about all the same shit. He doesn't do any of it.
Eric Church sings about heartbreak.
You
and
are
love
such a
gained and
hypocrite.
lost.
That's insane.
He never sings about farming. He never sings about ranching.
Okay.
Nothing like that. He sings about the inner toiling of humanity. He is on a deeper level.
Well, that's gay, and I want no part of it.
He is on a deeper level than... I mean, Jason Aldean pretty much at this point is the Bo Burnham country song. So to see him like kind of get called out in a way. I mean, the thing they're calling him out for is bullshit. But the fact that these country grifters are kind of getting called out, I kind of like it. It makes me smile. It feels like a perverse sort of justice. And
Justice for what?
For these guys being fucking phonies for the last 30 years.
It's their job. They do music. Are you going to call actors phonies because they have to play a part that they don't live?
No. That is a complete cop-out. Actors are lying openly.
I didn't think it was a cop-out.
No, actors are totally different than singers. Singers who are going like, yeah, I'm with the small town guys.
They don't even write their shit.
And I'm with the little guy. Exactly. That's my point. So
but it's their job to sing that stuff.
I absolutely love that Jason Aldean was caught being a poser and now he's catching shit for it.
I haven't heard the
love
song,
that.
so I'm not going to comment on him being a poser or not. I haven't heard it.
Yeah, Triple N says their ranches are pretty opulent. It is. It's the Bo Burnham song where I own a private ranch.
But none of that is the point. Like, none of what they're living in shit is the point unless they say in their song, this is what I do every day.
Jason Aldean ain't the guy that's going to give the protesters shit if they go into a small town. He ain't hanging out with those people. So
his job's on the line.
Yeah, he tried to make a quick buck grifting off of small town people, and he reached in the cookie jar and he got his dick
for that
cut
record,
off.
then fire every single country artist, every single one, and then fire every single other artist that sings about anything that they don't live.
Zen Rhino says, April, stop falling for the gimmick that these multimillionaire country singers actually work at the ranches they own.
I didn't say they worked at them.
Bo Burnham made fun of that a long time ago. Yeah, I think
I didn't say they worked at them.
I think it would be different if you didn't like Jason Aldean's
No,
music.
absolutely not. I'm telling you that it's their job to sing this shit for people's entertainment.
And I like that he's catching shit for it.
I haven't heard it, so I don't know why it's such like a big deal to you.
Because country music, these guys actually used to be the pieces of shit that they sang like. There was an element of living the gimmick back in like the 70s and 80s.
And that stops real quick after you make an album.
Not for
Yes,
guys
it
like
did.
Billy Joe Shaver or Charlie Rich. It did, or David Allan Coe. It didn't stop for
It
those
stopped
guys.
for most people.
Waylon Jennings, like it didn't stop for the outlaw guys. Which again, I have no problem.
That's such a small faction of people.
But then don't sing about this shit. Sing about being rich. That's
people
what rappers
love
do.
to buy it. You're going to sing it.
You know what I love about rappers? They get rich, and then all they rap about is getting rich and getting high and getting shit-faced. It's shitty music. I don't like it, but it's more honest. Like a country music artist going, oh, yeah, I got my ranch and I'm wearing my boots. It's like, fuck you. You were at a black tie affair
I don't
last
see
night.
myself as a mark at all for these people. I very much see it as it's entertainment. I don't look at them singing it and be like, I bet they really do that. There's not any. I think if you do that, you're stupid.
I just like that he tried to grift off the small town people and he got smacked in the head for it. I kind of like that. It's nice. Union Jack says they all go fake and soft after hitting the big time.
Every single one of them.
Miguel
Your
El
precious Eric Church included.
Eric Church sings about the human spirit.
He has none.
True.
He's rich.
Oh, he is full of soul.
Fuck that guy. He wears glasses so nobody can see into his fucking soul.
Oh, that's not true. It's a reflection of his soul. And Miguel El Salvador says Jason Aldean stole Dirt Road Anthem less than a year after it was released, it feels like. He didn't steal it, just another guy wrote it. Brantley Gilbert wrote it, I believe.
Yeah, if that's stealing, then I guess every single artist ever that's had somebody write for them has also stolen.
Except Eric Church, he writes his shit. Rupert with $4.99.
He writes shit, you're right.
Says, have you heard the Bo Burnham song Pandering? It's exactly what country music is. That's one of my favorite Bo Burnham songs because it
But isn't that
fucking
every
nails
single song ever then? I guarantee you most rock artists don't live everything they're singing either.
Ooh, that's a bad example.
Rob Zombie?
Fucking dude lived that shit.
Did he live that shit?
He was digging through the ditches
Yeah, I
and
bet he
burning through the
was.
witches. You know how many witches
And I
that
fucking
guy
love
probably
Rob Zombie.
burned?
He's a big ass liar, apparently, grifter.
He's not a liar. He's not a grifter.
I love him.
He's not a liar. He's not a grifter. But country music is different because they play on people's like, oh, I'm small town just like you. That's the shit I hate about country music. I'm just like you. Rob Zombie was never like, oh, I'm a little man. He was always a big rock star.
I see it more in the realistic way that they're entertaining the small town person. They're relating with them through words that they like hearing.
Then why is it such a big deal when they get exposed?
I haven't seen anyone get exposed.
Jason Aldean got exposed.
He's not getting exposed. Some people somewhere who are very common now are claiming that he was racist, which is the thing to do now is call somebody racist.
Now, and if you're a real ass dude, then when they come at you, you go, fucking try that shit in a small town. That's what I'm talking about. You come down my street, we don't put up with that shit. Instead, he went, oh, no, you're misunderstanding my song. Like he went from Mr. Small Town, we'll fuck you up to let me release a statement. Let me get my publicist on it. It's not what you think it is. He switched tunes really quick. He did. I mean, come on.
No, I haven't heard the song. I can't speak to it.
He went from try that shit in a small town to, no, you guys, you see, no, you're just misunderstanding. I don't want to be seen as a racist. Well, then don't make the fucking song if you don't want to take the heat for it.
I feel like plenty of people get called racist today that aren't actually racist, you and me included.
I'm not saying he is a racist. I'm saying you know what making a song like that means, so either stand by it or fucking don't make the song. Give it to somebody with some balls who will stick up for the song.
I really feel like it would have been important for you to tell me earlier to maybe give this song a listen so I could.
Let's give this song a little listen.
You can't listen to it here.
I've never heard it either.
You just said you listened to it today.
No, I said April. I said I listened to it today, and he was singing about a black guy trying to date a white guy's daughter. That's obviously not what the song's about. That's not. That
well, we can't play this on YouTube. They're not going to look kindly on that.
Small portion.
See how far you make it down the road. Around here we take care of our own. You cross that.
Yeah, so it is that gritty.
That sounds like every
shit.
other song he's ever sang.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I was never the biggest Jason Aldean guy. He's not terrible, but
I like him.
Never a big Jason Aldean guy. Kind of. There was always, I don't know. Eddie S says, you mean Garth doesn't actually have friends in low places?
Yeah, that's exactly it.
But,
he entertains people.
But what's the critique Garth Brooks gets from country fans? He's a phony. He's a fake.
I've never said that or heard that.
No, I'm saying like in general, that's the criticism of Garth Brooks. He's pop country.
But I think you have to claim that every single music artist out there is a phony. No. I for my shoes, I more so see it as it's an artist entertaining people.
Motherfucking, what's his name? David Allan Coe. That's a real motherfucker. He won't even get paid in 50s.
You only say that because he said the N-word in a song.
And he won't get paid in 50s. He only gets paid in cash. And
no,
he won't
a lot of people won't take 50s.
He won't take 50s, but the reason he won't take 50s is because Ulysses S. Grant is on there, and he was the general for the North during the Civil War. That's
fantastic. A weird reason, but a lot of people find 50s to be unlucky, and they won't accept that.
Oh no, yeah, that's not David Allan Coe. No, his is totally based in the Civil War.
I will stand by it that you only say that shit about him because he said the N-word in a song. And you like it.
He's a real dude.
I think that's why.
And he also doesn't cry like a bitch like Jason Aldean when people confront him for it. He goes, yeah, I made the fucking
he's
song,
fucking
so
80.
what? He's the man. Unknown Hinson is real country music. That's true. The King said shit. Who did the King pop off to? Who did Unknown Hinson pop off at? Dolly Parton. And he didn't back down. He ended his whole career over that one. Grinch Girl says, country artists want us to think they grew up a cowboy when reality is they have a good voice, and country is easier to make it in than pop as
Precisely.
a male.
It's to entertain people. If you are a person, like what you're saying right now makes me think a little bit like less of you and somehow. Like, it's just, how can you not understand that if you're one of these rich artists, it is because you have a good voice and you can sing and you're entertaining some people for money. Okay. It's your job.
Then don't make songs that you're this rancher, farmhand, fucking small town guy. There's plenty of other shit to sing about.
No, that's his job.
Because what you're doing is you're grifting on other people's actual lives. And that's bullshit. I mean, I'll defend my boy Eric Church. He doesn't sing about that shit. He's not, I'm in the small town and I'll fuck you up if you protest here. Like, that's not him.
Bring me back my hometown.
He remembers the good old days.
Yeah, go fuck yourself, Aaron.
He remembers the good old days.
Look at you.
That song is about a guy whose girl left him, and he's heartbroken. It's not about bringing back his actual hometown. It's that everything in his town reminds him of her,
I'm literally
and he's
lumping
heartbroken.
all artists into one.
I think you like Jason Aldean. I think that's what this boils down to.
I would say this if I didn't like him. I think it's about getting paid as a job. They do very well at it. They entertain small people with small brains with words because they're good at it. It's no different than acting.
Zen,
we don't all get to do
it's
that.
a lot different
It's
than
not.
acting, but that's okay.
It's not.
Zen Rhino says, who was the country singer that got caught on a cell phone cam video saying the N-word to somebody?
Morgan Wallen.
That's Morgan Wallen. It was great for his career.
Right.
That, like, nobody would have given a shit about Morgan Wallen if it hadn't been for that.
I hadn't thought about Jason Aldean in forever until you just brought him to my attention.
Since the shooting.
Now I'm going to go listen to him again.
Ooh, I wouldn't recommend it. You'll be disappointed. So, Crew Smitty
as long
says,
as it's not Eric Church, I think I'll be fine.
Crew Smitty says April is a real mark for this Aldean guy. She does like Jason Aldean.
That has nothing to do with my take on him.
That's okay. Everybody, if I like somebody, I defend them more than others.
I don't like sitting here, though, and having just a legitimate take, and it's got to be spun a certain way just because I like him. No,
Well,
it's just
I mean,
it's just a take on
natural.
Artists as a whole. I've said that multiple times.
Actually, David Allan Coe is based as fuck, says Nebo. Yeah, he doesn't. David Allan Coe is.
The difference between me and you is that I don't look at any of these artists and assume they ever do any of this shit. Ever.
Kane J says, you mean Mark Chestnut didn't mean it when he said it sure was Monday? Yeah, because I believe he recorded that song on a Wednesday, which is kind of bullshit. Golden Loaf Piggy, the E-Beggar Supreme, says, David Allan Coe is the biggest pussy I ever met in my entire life. Merle Haggard. Oh, shit.
Amen.
Rexstart Parody account says, Kenny Rogers probably didn't even like to gamble.
No. Probably never gambled in his life. Except maybe with his lungs with cigarettes.
M. Stone says, my dog died, my woman left me, gonna get drunk. See, I feel like anybody can sing that song. You're not drifting if you sing that song.
You'd be a liar.
No, because maybe their dog did die.
Did your dog die and your woman left you?
Blake Shelton could sing that song.
Every single country artist is saying that.
Well,
every single one.
Maybe their dogs all died. Maybe their woman all left them.
Hey,
maybe they got drunk.
You know that song "Born and Raised in Black and White" by Brooks and Dunn? Do you think they really grew up with brothers like that, and one of them took his own life?
Yes.
And stuff because he was troubled.
I think they both had one. They both had a brother that did that. It's the weirdest coincidence. That's why the band got together in the first place.
Do you think that he really had a lady named Maria that he used to sing to?
That's a cover.
I don't care. He sang it, so he's lying.
That is not their song. Just like most of Jason Aldean's songs aren't
twice.
Where was it? Oh, April wants to fuck Jason Aldean confirmed, says Alra Ricks. I didn't realize she was that big of a Jason Aldean fan. Jim says April is right. There's one of those. April's right. There you go. Michael B says, if you did not get a DUI on a lawnmower, I don't want to listen to your songs. That is a That is kind of a good take. I like if we set that metric, it could get interesting. Marcus Chandler says, I don't like it when mommy and daddy fight. Hutchnot Starsky says, Randy Travis never sang about crashing a Trans Am naked. Well, he didn't get a chance to because he had a stroke shortly after that.
I bet Gary Allen sat and watched Airplanes for forever when his love of his life left on it, too. And I bet Dierks Bentley went and got drunk on a plane because his wife left him at the altar.
In fairness, getting drunk on a plane is probably based on a true story.
No, I'm pretty sure it's because his woman left him at the altar.
Poor guy. Did he really?
No, stupid. That's what the song's about because he's lying.
I don't listen to gay party country, so forgive me for not knowing
Everybody's
that song.
heard that song.
Right. I pride myself on not being everybody. Finn Garin Diaz says, you guys are beggars. Well, yeah. What, your fucking first day here?
Right.
Christ, buddy. What are you, just getting into town, for fuck's sake? Citizen M, I'm sorry, he was writing to Zen. M. Stone says, at some point, all three of those things have happened, just not at once. Dog died?
No, my take, fuck Jason Aldean. They're all liars. They're all entertaining you for money, and that's their job. And another take that I'm a little surprised at you agreeing with the people accusing him of being racist. Like, that is the thing now, is whether somebody's racist or not, everybody else, little groups, have to say, look at the racist, and they're drooling at the mouth because they're so retarded.
It's not the specific accusation of racism. It's the fact that he got his hand caught in the grifter jar, and I wish it would happen more often.
But did it get caught in the grifter jar? It, like, to me, that tiny clip you just played sounds no different than any other country song I've heard.
I just like that he made the song. We all know what he means when he says, try that in a small town. He means, hey, black people, come try your black protest shit in this small town. We'll fuck you up. That's what he's saying. So when they call you out for saying that, own it. That's what the song is about.
If that's what he said, then yeah, you should.
But he's running away from it. He's like, oh, it wasn't about...
I have not heard it.
He's like, it wasn't about Black Lives Matter. Fuck you. Yes, it was. What other big protests should they not try around here?
Black lives do matter, but that organization has not been anything to be proud of, by the way.
Don't run from that's not the argument here. The argument is, don't sing the song, don't flirt with that, and then when they call you out for it, try to run from it. That's pussy behavior.
I wish I had been able to do some homework for that story.
I haven't heard the song.
I think you and I both should have listened to that song before having any take on it.
It's about protests. It's called Try That in My Hometown. Come on. Let's not play dumb. I don't like it when society in general plays stupid. We know what the song was about.
But there's a lot of songs out there.
We know what he's fucking saying. Don't be a pussy and run from it when you get confronted.
I'm having a hard time coming up with a specific one, but there's so many country songs out there about like doing things differently in a small town and how we don't allow bullshit in our small towns and stuff. Right. I feel like that's just more of the same.
And those people don't run when they're confronted.
They're never confronted because it's all like that.
I bet Jason Aldean sucked his best friend's cock. He does look a little gay, but you know.
He has one of the hottest wives in country music.
Look, Elton John was married too.
Probably to nothing that hot.
2:30 away from today's goal. Let's continue, guys. Let's not continue. Let's start. We are 2:30 away, and we're 45 minutes away from shaking this here offering plate and seeing if we can get this thing moving tonight and knock out our goal and do a half hour of overtime. Real See No Evil says your job is no different than his. Say whatever entertains your fans, whether you believe it or not. See, like, I don't believe that. I believe in having at least a base level of
I
realness.
believe that. You've even said that before. Like, just because we're a certain way on the show doesn't mean we're like that in real life.
But I don't lie to my audience and say I am a certain thing.
He's singing a song. I don't think he has a disclaimer beforehand that says, I've really done this.
CJ with $5 says hole 16 at the Waste Management Phoenix Open is full of the craziest celebrations in golf. Check it out if you have a moment between topics tonight. Maybe we will. We got April all fired up on this Jason Aldean
I'm not
shit.
Fired
I like
up.
that. Come on, don't lie. You got fired up. It's fun. It's interesting.
I don't know why you have to be accusatory like that.
I'm not being accusatory. Anybody who watched knows you got fired up.
I really have a staunch opinion that all actors and singers are entertaining us for money, whether they've done the thing or not.
Getting fired up is not a bad thing on a show. It's good for a show.
Well, I don't like you being dishonest, though, and saying that I'm only doing that because it's Jason Aldean. I would say that about anybody.
Eric Church?
Yeah, I think he entertains people for money. And he's just as much a liar as Jason Aldean.
Incorrect. Jason Aldean's a giant phony. Richard Kristofsky with $10 says Chris Ledoux was an actual rodeo cowboy. That's accurate. I'm not going to sit here. I can't make a blanket statement. That would be dishonest and douchey.
I am.
If I made a blanket statement and said, all country artists are phonies. They're not. There have been some real motherfuckers out there. Jason Aldean.
Not anymore.
Just Jason Aldean happens not to be one of them. It's fine.
There's none anymore. There's none out there.
It depends on what they sing
and
about.
I would call bullshit on you saying any of them still exist that way, because once you hit the big time and make an album or two, you're done with that small time
I'm going to say the lead singer of Hellbound Glory, Leroy Virgil, is an absolute mess, and he is a shoot. That man is an absolute shoot.
He doesn't live in small town hell like anybody.
Hank's kid, Hank Jr.'s kid, Hank the Third. That guy's a legit mess. Sturgill Simpson, I think, is a real mess.
You can be a mess and not live in shambles. Look at Bam Margera. He does it all the time.
If you're going to sing about being a mess, you kind of got to be a mess.
No, you don't. They all sing about being a mess.
It's endearing if you're a mess and you
They
sing
all sing about being a mess. They're all liars.
I like Amy Winehouse. She said she wasn't going to rehab. She didn't go to rehab, and she fucking died for it. I mean, that's really living the gimmick.
She had a hell of a voice. That was a shame.
Yeah, Michael B. is right. Towns Van Zandt, total drunk. He was a shoot.
That doesn't mean anything in regards to what you had just said. Anybody can be a drunk.
I'm just saying, some guys are a shoot, some guys are a work.
If every song of theirs is about being drunk, then yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It
if
depends on
every
what
single line is about being drunk,
it depends
then yes.
on what you sing about. Yes, thank you. That's my point. Thank you very much, Richard. That puts us at 2:20 for tonight. Thank you very much. Crew Smitty says Jason Aldean lives on fucking dirt road. Fucking loser. Everyone can't be the Velvet Underground. Oh, thank God, right? Jesus. All right, we got more musicians to talk about today. Speaking of another fake phony grifter, Tupac. He was another grifter like Jason Aldean. Remember,
They're all grifters.
Tupac was a theater kid. Tupac went to a prestigious prep school for like ballerinas and actors and shit.
What you almost did.
Yes, he almost. I almost followed in Tupac's footsteps, and Tupac became one of the most famous gangster rappers ever. And he wrote a shitload of poetry.
To my point, then he was just good at it, and he got paid for it. It's almost like all artists do that.
I mean, except Ice Cube.
Whether or not he didn't live it after he got rich. Shut the fuck up.
I got bad news for everyone. Ice Cube didn't live it when he was making the music. He grew up in the suburbs.
Good one.
Yeah.
He was also a rap artist at Rockfest this weekend.
But he's pretty based now.
I feel like most black people are.
They're in a club, and we're not in the club.
There's a whole lot of black people that are pretty based, and they're not allowed to talk about it.
There's no statute of limitations on murder, as police in Las Vegas proved this week by reopening the 27-year-old cold case on Tupac. Now, I don't get this. I don't understand it. I don't know what evidence there could still be almost 30 years later that the police are searching some guy's house.
They overlooked something, maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. But police searched a home in Las Vegas on Monday night in the long-dormant murder case of Tupac Shakur, according to a law enforcement source. Las Vegas Metro Police can confirm a search warrant was served in Henderson, Nevada on July 17th, 2023, as part of the ongoing Tupac Shakur homicide investigation. We will have no further comment at this time. Now, I don't think they're going to find the guy who killed Tupac. To be honest with you, I think that guy might be dead by now or already in jail for something else.
I kind of wish they could figure it out. This is weird timing for me. I was just talking to somebody about this topic 2 weeks ago.
I'm really impressed that M76 says someone probably flipped. I was just going to say, I'm impressed nobody's flipped on the guy who killed Tupac in all these years.
I think you wait until you're older, and so if you're going to get stuck in prison or something.
Or somebody's going to fucking kill you.
Or you're dead, you're already old.
You're already old. I don't know. As far as the Tupac case goes, I don't think this is going to overturn anything. I don't think we're going to find out who did it, and someone's going to be arrested, and we're going to close the Tupac case. And let's be honest, would it matter that much if they did?
I don't think it matters. It's just that all of, people's questions could be answered.
Yeah, we all just get to wonder about Tupac again for a while.
I think that's fine, but it's another distraction. It's a distraction from all the bullshit.
Diane Pooh says they found the gun. Yeah, okay, that could be it. Maybe they found the gun that was used in the killing of Tupac. And they could trace it back to who owned it then. Not that they probably owned it legally. D Kulak says Tupac is fat girl music. Oof.
That's mean.
As I get older, I kind of appreciate other rappers and put them over Tupac, like in my rankings. But he was still very, very good.
I liked him.
And also the fact that he got cut down at like 26. It's one of two things. It's either he's lucky he died early so he didn't have to go through that, fading away, or he got cheated out of a few more years of success. Who knows?
It shocks the hell out of me too when I look at how young Biggie Smalls was when he died, and he was really on fire for a second. A whole second, basically, and then he was snuffed out.
If it was Eminem and he died at Tupac's age, Eminem would have a better legacy now than he did living and kind of fucking it up by making shitty music for about the last 15 years or so. If he would have been shot in Las Vegas after a Tyson fight at 27 years old, it would have been like right after the Marshall Mathers LP and probably right around the time they were finishing the Eminem show. If that would have come out after his death, big sales, Eminem would have been remembered. Holy shit, one of the best that ever did it. Now you're kind of like, Eminem's kind of a gay F word. Like Eminem.
I think he's just making spaghetti now.
He's just making spaghetti.
Well, he's not really doing that.
He's making sketty sandwiches.
Another liar. He's not making spaghetti.
Got political there for a while.
I don't know what he's doing.
Is that place still open? Mom's Spaghetti in Detroit, because I know it was a pop-up restaurant, but I didn't know if they were going to keep it going.
I didn't think it was a pop-up. I thought they had a spot.
Oh, no, it's legit. Open until 12 a.m.
Come on. That's a spot.
Mom's Spaghetti is...
If I ever find myself in the...
Mom's Spaghetti
Detroit. I guess I'll go check
Please
it out.
don't. If you find yourself at Mom's Spaghetti, you took a wrong turn. There it is. Hours, Monday through Saturday, 4 p.m. to 12 a.m. Detroit gets up late.
I like this gimmick. If he wants to just stay with the spaghetti, I think that's fine.
Spaghetti, $11. Spaghetti with balls, $14. Rabbit balls, vegan. How does that make rabbit? Okay. $15. Sketty sandwich, $12.
Oh, I love sketty sandwiches.
Then you can just get their garlic bread, their meatballs, their vegan balls.
Garlic bread for $1. Hell yeah.
Then Pepsi products.
Oh, but you got Pepsi.
There you go.
I want Coke with my sketty.
Well, Mom's Spaghetti is still open. Eminem's still back in the thing.
I'd eat there.
Just a Dabbler says Eminem wants you to wear a mask because he hates the establishment. Yeah, Eminem did kind of end up being a bitch eventually, but
I don't like any of that.
Yeah, it's the Tupac thing. You either live long enough to see yourself become the villain or you die a hero. But maybe, I don't know, maybe they found the guy. They're not really saying what they're looking for at this house. All we know is that they raided a house or searched a house.
Did you read any of that?
That was the end of it. The cops aren't saying a goddamn thing. Just like the people who know something about Tupac's murder, not saying a word about the whole ordeal.
It would be nice to finally just hear who did it. Like, I went down a whole rabbit hole with my dad, actually, 2 weekends ago, like talking about the death of Tupac and who could have done it.
I have a theory on who killed Tupac, actually, a serious one.
3Pac?
No, I have the theory on who killed Tupac.
Okay. Who?
A black guy. Why?
I'm sure that you're right.
What? Well, why are you sure that I'm right? I mean, that's a leap. Could be anybody.
Is it a leap?
It's a bit of a leap. Michael B says Suge did it. Here's why Suge didn't do it. Suge was in the fucking car. If you're going to organize a hit on somebody, you're not in the car while a couple of... I don't know if you guys know this about gangbangers. Not really known for being the most precise shooters in the world. You don't want to put yourself in that car next to Tupac as big of a shadow as Suge produces. You don't want that big of a target in there.
I would have bought the idea of like Suge having somebody do it. I just wouldn't assume he would be in the car.
Yeah, he wouldn't be in the car. Hobo Chili says George Soros did it. Makes sense. Golden Loaf Piggy says it was Orlando Anderson. His name was Orlando Anderson, for fuck's sake.
We all find out it was actually Dr. Dre.
Oh, no. What if it was...
one last thing him and Suge did together.
Yeah. It could have been Orlando oh, God, what the fuck is the actor's name? Now I fucked it up. The guy who's in The Replacements. Orlando...
Keep going.
Johnson? Orlando Jones? The fuck is his name? No, it was not I don't believe Orlando Bloom killed Tupac. I'm going to go out on a limb there today. and say it wasn't him. Number one, he was probably about 12.
Could have done it. You can fire at that age.
I don't think so. Magnum DUI says, you're wrong, Aaron. Holding a gun sideways is way more accurate.
I've heard that.
Fair enough. Orlando Brown. Thank you, Lemmy.
Orlando Brown.
I'm sorry. Orlando Brown, the comedic actor.
Oh, boy.
All right, boys and girls, 2:20 away from knocking out tonight's goal. Let's fucking do it. We got a half hour until we rattle the cans. And we're a long ways away, so let's go on a rally. Everyone throw in 5 or 10, and we'll knock this thing out in no time and do 30 minutes of overtime for you today. Obviously, we have a lot left over because we spent a long time on the Jason Aldean thing, of course, talking about how he is a remarkably talented artist.
8:30 already?
And he's nobody more honest than Jason Aldean. I just don't like his look. He kind of looks like a douche who would have a coal rolling truck.
You know, a lot of people think you look like a douche.
It's fine. And I'm sure he'd be fine with me calling him a douche, but it doesn't change the fact that I do have a point. Tell me that guy doesn't look like a rolling coal kind of a guy.
A rolling coal?
He's a
what
rolling...
What does that even mean?
You don't have balls unless you're fucking rolling coal.
But what does that mean as a look?
The trucks that coal roll in with the big plumes coming out. It's called rolling coal.
I hope not, because I don't like any guy who does that.
He looks like that guy.
I mean, I don't want anyone to do that.
Jeff Edwards says, the shameless begging is incredible. Why not just get some good sponsors? Because I'm a fucking nobody who doesn't have a big enough audience, Jeff. Thanks for reminding me. 2:20 away from today's goal. We are shameless beggars. It's the only way we keep our show on the air, Jeff. So if that is not something you're into, you should find someone who doesn't beg as bad as we do. I understand it. No hard feelings. Don't get so worked up, buddy. Another interrupted screening of the new film Sound of Freedom is being linked to conspiracy theories that they don't really want us to watch it. People have been saying this in our chat for a while now. People have been sending me tweets and Facebook messages about this. They're like, Aaron, you guys have to talk about this AMC Sound of Freedom conspiracy that's out there, that the AMC theaters are trying to actively stop people from watching this movie. Now, last weekend, the movie went up 35% from the week before. So the movie's actually gaining as it goes. Which
it's out already.
Yeah, it's very rare that happens. But Chef writes, I still love the show. Watch every day. Well, then you know what we are. Then you don't worry about it. I love how he's like, guys, I watch every day. Well, that makes it worse. You're like, I watch every day. You know what you should do? Get more sponsors. And then the show will be... First of all, the show would be about 2 hours of live reads if we got enough sponsors to pay for the program. You would not like it. Second of all, we have a tiny audience. Sorry, it's just the way it goes. Trust me, anything to make us not have to rattle the old offering plate, I'm all for. I've been saying this for 2.5 years, guys. I'm getting tired of saying it. Anything that makes me stop having to do this because it's very, demeaning personally as a performer. It ages me. I would be fucking doing it. I have done everything I can. The amount we ask you guys for is the bare minimum we need to scrape this program by. I assure you. The movie, which took 5 years to get to theaters, after wrapping in 2018, stars Jim Caviezel as the founder of Operation Underground Railroad. Wait, the slave freedom thing?
No, Aaron, the other Underground Railroad.
No offense, but they're kind of gimmick infringement. Can't you come up with a different name? I mean, Harriet Tubman would be pissed.
Oh my God.
Coming up with Underground Railroad. How about Grand Funk Railroad while we're at it?
Taken.
No. Instead of Grand Funk Railroad, Kid Fuck Railroad, because they're trying to save the kids from being molested. So you'd call it Kid Fuck Railroad instead of Grand Funk Railroad. And then you kind of,
I don't think trying to save kids from being molested means you should call it Kid Fuck Railroad.
Yeah, and also, you're right. It would probably draw the attention of the authorities.
Just maybe.
Yeah, the Kid Fuck Railroad.
It's all a gimmick, though. It's a lie.
Got to be more subtle. It tells the story of the fight to end child sex trafficking. Since its debut on July 4th, multiple videos and posts have gone viral across various social media platforms, with accusations that viewers are being prevented from seeing the film at AMC theaters and Regal Cinemas venues by different means, including lights coming on and other mechanical issues. I mean, that might check out. I mean,
that does, yeah.
think about it. Have you ever gone to a movie and shit didn't work?
Yeah, but I lived in Litchfield.
Oh, that's
and I
different.
mean,
there was literally a
right.
guy cranking the
yeah,
thing.
yeah. I mean, so it did happen to me, but I think ours is an outlier.
That's only because the guy running the projector died.
Now, if that happened at Marcus Parkwood Cinema in town here,
Yeah.
I'd say something was up.
It's never happened.
No.
So the fact that it's happening and it's happening multiple times to just this one movie,
Right.
it's great for the movie. It's good marketing because people read about that and they're like, I got to go see this movie that AMC's trying to shut
Well, that's
down.
kind of how I feel. I would like to go see it.
Birdman becoming a steel toe bro. Thank you very much. Yeah, JJ Dewey is the one who's been telling me to talk about this on the program. So yeah, I guess the AMC theaters have been fucking with it. People have been filming this. The most recent video to go viral shows cinema workers apologizing to people in a theater, with one heard saying, quote, "This is not our fault. We have to accommodate everyone, and then we will restart the film."
What?
Again, I've never heard that before.
Not ever. That's not normal.
A glimpse of the cinema screen showed a frozen image, but it was not explained what the issue was. A person named Toa Tawa, great name, posted the video on TikTok and wrote on the video, "They really don't want us to watch Sound of Freedom." He then captioned the post, which has been viewed 9 million times, "Why cinema working with the feds?" Okay, well, see, now that's where they start to lose people.
What? No, I'm just getting on board. That's great.
They're all fucking kids. That's why they don't want us to see the movie.
Would you go see it with me? I'd kind of like to go see it now.
I kind of do want to go see this movie. What if it really sucks and you're just like...
It won't suck.
You're like, God, this fucking stinks.
I don't... You know why I know it won't suck? Because they're trying to shut that shit down.
Hobo Chili Recipe with $1.99 says, "I prefer Operation Pick a Bale of Cotton." That's, well, you got to make shirts. It is not clear which cinema the incident occurred in, but Newsweek has attempted to contact Tawa via TikTok DMs for confirmation. This is the...
Not our fault. We have to get this situated so that everybody can feel accommodated, and then we'll restart the movie, okay?
Restart the movie? That's a packed theater, too. Holy shit. That's a lot of people in there. Not only that, what does that mean everyone can be accommodated? I've been to movies where you're 10 minutes into the movie and people walk into the theater. If you're late, you're late. Fuck you.
Right. Like, is there like a handicapped person in a wheelchair? But that doesn't mean anything. Go to the next showing.
They caught a guy fucking a kid. They had to get him out of there. Movie. Hold on. That's the... Well, we were at the end of the clip already.
So that sounds like they were like deep, like balls deep into the movie, and they're like...
Terrible choice of words for this film. Maybe you want to try a different common phrase than balls deep in
their stools were all pushed in.
Yeah, see, now that's, again, for a child trafficking film, that sounds mighty suggestive. I just want to say.
The fox was in the hole.
I don't
know.
think you're... Adam Aron. I don't know what ARON is.
Aron.
CEO of AMC Theater. Probably Jewish. Okay, you know what? I'm obsessed. I have to look.
Oh my God, you're just...
The last name, Aaron.
Aron.
The surname Aron is derived from a proud symbol of ancient of course. Okay, well. Why do you let me do that?
I have no control over
I didn't need to know that the head of AMC Theater. See, now, I didn't need to know that, April.
What are you saying, Aaron?
Put a lock on my Google chats and don't let me type J.
Oh, yeah. That would go well for me.
Oh.
Aaron can't search his Jewish leaders.
Adam Aaron, CEO of AMC Theaters, has taken... I don't understand why people say that like they own the entertainment industry. It's just such bullshit. Has taken to Twitter multiple times to shut down rumors that his chain was suppressing the release of Sound of Freedom. Sadly, conspiracy theorists are so prevalent in America, Iran tweeted.
Let's go with this.
So much garbage information is spread. More than 1 million people have watched Sound of Freedom at AMC Theaters, more than at any other theater chain on the planet. Yet people falsely claim otherwise. It is so bizarre. Well, I mean, if you're saying that people are making it difficult to watch the movie and they're shutting it down and doing stuff like that, I don't know who to believe.
If there's enough whispers out there of people saying, like, hey, look, it seems like they're working with the feds or they don't want us to see this movie, like, people don't just say that out of nowhere. They must have heard that there's been problems all over the place.
Rupert with $4.99 says it's an incredible movie, but it's more of a drama than an action movie. April, you're going to need to bring some tissues.
I know.
Stay for the end as well. Well, yeah, somebody has to clean up after I. You know what? I'm not doing. I'm not doing it.
You are not sitting with me.
I checked my swing. I did
never.
not go. I appealed to the third base umpire. I checked that swing. Did I not?
Third base, huh?
I didn't go. I didn't go around. Third base umpire. That would be you, the audience. Did I go?
He got to third base.
Did I go? I'm waiting. They're saying LOL no. Optic Nerve says strike. Okay, he says I went. Strike. Okay.
You went.
It was a full swing. Okay.
You are not sitting with me. You can sit over there, and we'll bring Gordy, and we'll snuggle.
I'm not going to whack off.
I can bring him in like a big bag or something.
Hobo Chili Recipe with $1.99 says balls deep in young tailpipe. Jesus, April. Gross.
Oh, God, it was one time.
Rather disgusting. Steve's guitar is right. I almost said Orlando Jordan. That was a pro wrestler. Thank you, Rumble. I appreciate that. Bocephus the Negromancer says Dave Grohl killed Tupac. See? Who would have thought? They're saying my wrist broke. Oh, I broke the wrist. Okay, they're saying it's a swing. Okay. Just a Dabbler says, you did good, Aaron. No, that's not what most people are saying, Just a Dabbler. Said. That is not what they're saying. They're saying that I did not check my swing, and I was out, unfortunately. All right, boys and girls, 2:10 away from today's goal. So we're getting a little closer. Maybe we can knock this thing out. We got 20 minutes, a little more than 20 minutes. Until we rattle the offering plate here, and we play the gospel music, and we try to knock out that goal today. Patrick has already said, I don't see tonight's goal being met. MSO is asking if it's too soon. MSO, you can make your prediction anytime, sir. You look, you might get a W tonight. He got that.
I think he will.
He got that close this morning.
I think MSO is gonna get a W today.
Yeah, you had it was an easy L Monday morning and Monday night. Then you had a good draw this morning, and now you might get a W tonight. Let's see. Strike 3. Oh, man. Laughing Lion says MSO is circling like a vulture. He certainly is.
A turkey vulture.
2:10 away, guys. There's only one way to make MSO wrong, and that is contribute to your favorite program and help knock out that goal. 2:10 away. Maybe you want to become a VIP. $250 gets you each one of our 3 T-shirts, gets you our hoodie, 2 of our stickers, entrance into the $100 drawing every month, and 2 free tickets to every single Steel Toe live event that we do. Joe Biden and his national security advisor were being asked this weekend about Ukraine. They were saying, look, you guys are talking about weapons shortages. We've been giving Ukraine a shitload of weapons. That war doesn't seem to be going so hot. Like, how long are we just going to keep this blank check thing up?
Right. How long can we keep this up?
For Ukraine. Well, let's see what Joe Biden's foreign policy advisor has to say.
The president is not going to waver at all, but we are seeing divisions among Republicans at this point, led by Donald Trump, people like Tucker Carlson questioning the U.S. support for Ukraine. How concerned are you that the longer the war goes on, the more division you'll see here in the United States over supporting Ukraine?
Well, first, the American people have really hung in there in support of the Ukrainian people.
Hold on. What's the latest polling?
Right out of the gate, honestly, I could say go fuck yourself.
Hold on a minute. Let me check out the latest polling.
What an epic waste of money.
Polling on Ukraine. Most Americans support arming Ukraine. A poll found that 76% of Americans believe that aiding to Ukraine demonstrates to China and others that...
That's good.
Wow, that was June 28th.
Aren't we in the minority then? That's
Holy fuck.
May 10th, know how.
Most Americans have a favorable opinion of Ukraine. 2/3 have a positive view of the country. Okay, 64%.
Of like the country as in our country right now?
But April 28th, see, it just depends on like what poll and what question they ask. 46% said the United States should stay the course in Ukraine for only 1 to 2 years, compared with 38% that say we should not. Okay, well, depends on who you ask, whether or not the American people. I don't believe that a majority of people.
I don't know how they could
support what's going on right now.
Like,
Well, one person did write in the chat and said they are stupid.
You have to be the most stupid, and you must have like unlimited money, so you're never worried about it.
Yeah.
Well, you can see it reflected in opinion polls even today, how much the American people continue to have a strong degree of backing for what we're doing to support Ukraine. Second, if you look at the Republican Party, there is a small cadre of Republicans who stand up and say we should stop helping Ukraine in the face of Russian aggression. But the Republican leader in the Senate, Mitch McConnell, did a joint statement with the Senate Majority Leader, Chuck Schumer, in which they both said...
Wow, two of the biggest warmongering politicians in America.
I know.
Chuck Schumer and Mitch McConnell. Hey, guys, Mitch McConnell agrees that we should stay the course in Ukraine. And I'm sure a guy who's been in the Senate for like 30 years wouldn't have any financial interests in Raytheon or Boeing or any of these other places to continue this war. I mean, I'm sure Mitch McConnell hasn't dug into the Washington beast so much that every war is profitable for he and his family. And I'm sure Mitch McConnell has said no to lots of wars before. And this is just a really special one to him.
Interesting.
Fucking, I love that. They're like, oh no, Republicans are totally cool with the war. Mitch McConnell likes it.
That Ukraine's assistance to Ukraine would not be subject to the debt agreement that was reached between President Biden and congressional Republicans. Senior Republicans in the House have said the same thing. So I actually think that there is strong backing for Ukraine in the Congress, not just among Democrats, but among Republicans as well. And therefore, we believe that we can back up the statement that we will give Ukraine everything it needs for as long as it takes.
Oh, fucking great.
And for
As long as it takes. Wonderful.
Isn't that just a warm fuzzy
Oh,
for
well,
you?
you guys, hey guys, don't worry. If you guys all believe that this Ukraine thing is really awesome and really, really good, don't you worry, because we're going to be doing it forever and ever and ever, as long as it takes, as long as it's still going on. So
Amen.
I didn't want you guys to get worried or anything like that.
Is there anything to look forward to, I guess? Like, not small scale, but like financially, we're in such trouble. Like the whole country's in so much trouble. And I talked to another friend yesterday who like they went through a hardship as a family, and now they're trying to recover because somebody had to take time off work and they can't do it. And they're like buried now.
That's okay.
They can't undo it.
But April, we will support Ukraine as long as it takes. I'm just letting you know.
So the economy can tank farther.
It's going to be fine as long as it takes. Hobo chili recipe, it says it's Bosnia and Kosovo all over, but this time we're giving billions to the Serbs. It is funny that we kind of started this whole thing. We like sort of pushed Russia into it, and now we're funding the war that we kind of started. That's great. D Gulag says Trump could fix, if anything, the Ukraine-Russia mess. Dude, anyone could fix the Ukraine-Russia mess by just going, yeah, we're not doing this anymore.
Anybody with a brainstem, which our administration does not have, any of them.
Greasy N-word with $5 says, who the hell is infringing on my N gimmick over here? You're out of here, Bocephus the Negromancer. Oh, boy. They've got heat.
I like the name Bocephus.
They've got heat now.
Kind of cute.
205 away from today's goal. Thank you very much. Let's go ahead and knock the rest of that out. 205 away, 15 minutes until we rattle the cans and see if we're doing 30 minutes of overtime today. Thank you very much to Martin over on PayPal. Says, thought this might help the Jew and the nice lady April. Did he just call me?
Thank you, Martin.
You see that if you call me that name, but you give me money when you do it, I have to accept it?
And he gave us $666.
He gave us $666, which puts us at an even $200 for tonight. So who knows? Maybe we can nail this thing.
You know who wouldn't fix that problem, though, with the whole Ukraine thing?
Who's that?
After what we saw last night, Mike Pence. He's too into war.
No, Mike Pence was like jacking off in front of Tucker Carlson about Ukraine.
That guy needs to go. I don't think he has a chance anyways, but
yeah,
it's just some of those old guys, they romance war so much and they need it.
And again, I'll tell you why, at least my opinion, my theory, is that these guys are so dug into the Washington machine that they've made so many contacts with the weapons manufacturers and the what do they call it? The military industrial complex, that war is good business for those companies, terrible for the country, great for those companies. And I feel like the Mike Pences and Mitch McConnells and Chuck Schumers and Joe Bidens are so dug in to those organizations and to the military industrial complex in general that they get a lot of money put in their pocket when this shit goes on. And they don't really give a fuck about anybody else.
Well, yeah.
That's all. Bubba Gump, nobody's scared of Jim Stansel. You just came in here and started writing about Jim Stansel over and over, and none of us really give a fuck about Jim Stansel. He's fine.
Fuck?
There's nothing wrong with Jim.
I think this Bubba Gump has a thing for Jim.
Bubba Gump, I think you might be whacking off to Stansel. Good-looking guy. You know, he's in good shape.
Sure,
He's
real
got
nice
some
looking
muscles
guy.
on him. Nice dude.
Funny enough.
Clearly, probably something a little fucked up
Probably
up
needs
here.
better friends.
Yeah, probably. But Bubba Gump, I would say probably not a big deal.
Bubba's got a thing for Jim.
I think
all,
Bubba-
all he needed to hear you say was his name.
Bubba, just stop projecting,
What
buddy.
a weird thing.
He's a weird, just
What
a weird
the
fucking
hell?
guy. What a weird dude. Well, Joe Biden apparently is telling the Supreme Court to go fuck its mother. He is going to try and pass through a not try to pass through a $485 billion student loan bailout. He's just going to do it over the next 10 years.
You could just do it.
I mean, the Supreme Court said no. I mean, that's the weirdest part is the Supreme Court told Joe Biden, you cannot, in fact, just cut a check as the president of the United States for hundreds of billions of dollars to settle all these student loan
What if
debts.
it's his own personal money?
Then it's okay.
I think, you know what? If it's his personal money, I'll consider it reparations. Fine.
You know what?
Done.
Maybe with all of the help we've
Crazy
given
old
them,
man.
perhaps Ukraine could kick in a little bit for the college debt. That might be the way to go. If they win the war, Ukraine agrees to pay down some of our college loan debt.
Oh, you sweet summer child.
Yeah, that'll be it.
Aren't you cute?
We'll just take some money from Ukraine and we'll just...
Maybe some of the profits that they got in kickbacks for some of them equipment, we'll just call it equipment to Africa.
Oh, by the way, it's just wonderful to look in the chat where they go, now all of our fans are like, who is Jim Stansel? Yeah, Bubba Gump. That's why we didn't read your chats. Nobody who watches this show knows who he is. It's like a very niche group of people. And we're trying to get away from, like, no offense, Bubba Gump, but like people like you who want to talk about things that 5 people know about, which is really fun for 5 people, but we're trying to draw a bigger crowd than that.
You really should, like, if you go watch a show, you should comment something that's relevant to that show.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to talk about Jim, go to the shows that he's on. He's on several.
Yeah.
So
Justin Dabbler says, the Dabblers. Yeah, that incestuous group of like the same 1,000 or 2,000 people where, like we said before, if you get too locked into it, you'll never grow. You got to get away from that shit. It's all just a burning pirate ship at this point. $200 away from knocking it out. Let's go into this one. I like this. I didn't know they've actually done studies on this or have done data on this, but apparently the new study shows that joint bank accounts actually make couples happier.
Oh.
Yes. Joint bank account.
I know
100%.
we have one, and I think it's pretty simple. It's easy. You always know the situation of everything.
Yes.
It's good. But from like a lot of other people, both our age and older, I've heard it actually drove a wedge through them because then somebody's always mad at the other one for spending money.
Well, that's what I wanted to say. I think having the joint checking account
it keeps everyone
helps
honest.
expose whether or not you're right for each other. Because if you have the joint checking account and one person's going to get cunty because another person's spending all the money, then that other person is a selfish piece of shit who's spending all the money, and maybe they shouldn't be in a relationship with somebody.
But their view is, though, is if they have separate accounts, then, hey, my money's over here and I've got my chunk of the bills that I'm responsible for.
Yeah.
And then my own spending money, you don't get to talk about it.
Okay.
And, vice versa.
However, now one of them falls behind and you don't know about it because they're hiding it from you.
Obviously, a
and
huge
all of a
problem.
sudden you get a notice from like a credit card company that a bill hasn't been paid in 16 months.
I think that's just as big of a problem as if you have a joint account and somebody goes rogue and buys something crazy.
Yeah, but what I'm
ask
saying
first.
is right away. What I'm trying to explain is you have people, if they have their own checking account and they're just paying their bills, if they don't pay their bills, you don't fucking know.
I've definitely done both. I think both have frustrations. I think this is the easier way.
Yeah, I prefer the joint checking account thing for sure because, again, both people have to then be accountable. Both people have to be responsible. And I think if that becomes a problem, then that person needs to get the fuck out. Like, because obviously it's not right. You don't share well. You don't play well with others.
I think what was stressful for me when I had separate accounts in a relationship was I was always worried if the bills that they were responsible for were paid on time or not because I couldn't see.
I've
always got to ask, and then I feel bad that I'm asking.
Right. Thank you. That was the point that I made just a minute ago, was that now you're beholden to just trusting this person's financial acumen, which, let's be honest,
there's a chance you can trust them
is
about
not
it.
something you discuss at the beginning of a relationship. You know, it's not a sexy topic that people really talk about.
What was the moment you and I, where you or whoever said, hey, let's do a joint account? Was that when we moved together?
I've always been a joint account guy just because then everything's under one roof. Everything's under one package. Everything comes out of one place. You don't have to split shit up. And then you don't have to sound like a cheapskate. Like, this one's yours and this one's mine and this one's this and this one's that. And also, nobody takes advantage. You don't have one person going fucking crazy and then the other person having, to live like on Skid Row. And then there becomes that resentment and everything else. I think it's great. I think it's the way to go. Other people are different. That's fine if people do it differently.
Well, let's see why they all think it's making people happier.
Couples with joint checking accounts are happier. Fascinating new experimental study assigned some newlyweds separate and other newlyweds joint accounts. Joints did much better in their marriages. The study randomly assigned newlywed couples joint bank accounts and separate bank accounts and found that couples who shared their finances were happier. These were random assignments. It's not that couples who share their finances are also the type of couples predisposed to being happier. It clearly shows that sharing an account is a major fact in the happiness.
Oh, so it's not even that your finances are in order. It's more the sharing of it?
Yes.
That's
the communicating and the sharing and everything
we have
else.
this together. Look at that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Jack and Cough says, I had an ex-wife that only wanted to take money out of the checking account.
Right.
Yeah.
See, that's where I would not want to have a joint account. But then you also probably can't be with that person.
You can't be with that. That's what I mean. Anything that goes wrong with a joint checking account is just exposing that you weren't right for each other in the first place.
Yeah, somebody's got maybe not a problem for them per se, but you have a problem with it, and that's not going to stand.
Little Lemmy says it perfectly. Says being able to hold each other accountable without your ego getting in the way. Right, because you're all in the same boat. If it's just, I don't know. I think it's a better way. Electric Shoes says you should be able to share an account. It shows a level of respect and communication. Yeah, I mean, I agree with all of those takes. Laughing Lion says Mrs. Kevin Costner. Well, yeah, that's
a person I wouldn't want a shared account with.
Yeah, but if she has her own account,
Nope.
there's $0.
Because my problem sometimes, like, if you think about getting, like, you're stuck in a relationship with somebody for years and suddenly they're just buying things willy-nilly or spending frivolously, boy, that's going to cause some problems for me. And then you have to undo everything. What a process.
Magic 8 Ball says perhaps they were having issues and then made separate accounts. Study means nothing. No, it didn't show that the people with separate accounts were bad. It showed that the people with the joint accounts just reported being happier. And these were people who were assigned these at marriage. This wasn't like a thing where they jumped in the middle of a fucked up relationship and said, hey, you guys split your finances up. This was a long-term study. And it makes sense. I don't think it's for everybody, but what's the point of marriage if you can't trust each other and you're hiding money? Exactly. Like, there's no, like, it's one of those things where, like, if you suggest putting the finances all together and one of the person goes, no, not at all. It's kind of like not letting the person see your phone ever.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of like, yeah, I understand your privacy, but also, like, I wouldn't have a problem with April looking at my phone.
Sure.
So if she said, hey, can I see something on your phone? I've known people who, if you go, hey, can I see something on your phone? They go, why?
Really?
And you're like, that's a little fucking goofy.
Even if there's nothing wrong, going on, like, that's still a weird response.
Right. And I always give people the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, it could just be really into privacy or whatever.
Or maybe they went through something bad previously. Yeah. I don't know.
The only thing I've ever worried about is I did go through my apps and just double check them. 2 days ago or yesterday. The kids wanted to watch some Go Noodle shit with their friends, like some dancing thing.
But don't let them. They have iPads
on my phone. Well, no, they wanted to put it up on the TV, which my phone does. And
so do their iPads.
And so I set it up for them, and I let them change it. I go, here you go, guys, if you need to change something on the app. But I did go through my apps and make sure there was no fuckery over there.
Well, yeah, I've explicitly asked you not to let the kids on your phone because I have nudes on your phone. And I don't care to have the kids look through it. And that's why they have their own iPads that also screen share.
I will have you know something, April. In order to see your nudes, those kids would have to cut off my thumb and put it on my
There's
phone.
nothing in your gallery.
Nope.
There's shit in my gallery I wouldn't want them seeing.
There might be some shit in my gallery.
I don't appreciate that. I don't think kids should be on adults' phones.
Well, looks like they have a new study that they can conduct.
That just tells me that you're not getting any more.
Uh-oh. I have plenty. Grinch Girl says, my sister is happily married and they have separate, split all bills by their income, joint account for kids stuff. Rest they can spend however they want. Oh, see, that sounds confusing.
That does sound confusing, but I do like that not only do they have the separate accounts, they have a kids account. I think that's kind of good.
Tex Fartson says, I'd start a joint account with April until she turns 30. Then I'd have to trade her in for a younger model.
See? The clock's ticking. You got like a year and a half left with me.
A lot of people
and then we got to split our shit. How do you split up a joint account?
That's what lawyers are for.
Yeah, right? No, think about it. I would never know what would be fair to give to the other person because our shit all goes to one account.
Unless the two of you can agree on that.
Yeah, that doesn't.
Lawyers decide for you, and it gets really expensive.
That sounds hard.
Usually, if a guy wants out of a marriage, my buddy was like this. Is you just go give them this, give them that, give them this, give them that, have them sign it. We're done, and you end up kind of bending over backwards and giving more because, as I call it, it costs of doing business.
But so does that have to be whoever wants out then?
Yeah, if you want out more than the other person, you should probably pay for it, and then you'll be done.
Okay.
NF Cap says, April, Dave Ramsey talks about this. Joining it lets you know that you both are joined in the direction you want your life together to go for the future. I agree with that. I understand why people would do it differently.
Well, clearly I agree with it. I did it. But yes. I think my parents started with a joint account, found out they didn't like it, and they're very happy having separate accounts now. So I don't know.
But he says, when I got divorced, she said it was nice to have someone spend money on her. I told her I did that all the time. She called it our money. Well, fug. All right, guys, let me hit refresh. Then we got to fire up the music and see if we can knock out tonight's goal. It is right there. And it looks like we are at 195. All right, let me get my preacher voice out. I don't think we're going to knock it out tonight. I think April and I might get a half-hour break, and maybe we find a way to come up with this 200 later in the week, or we can maybe close some things out, and it won't matter. That 200.
I know.
Eventually.
Am I the only one sitting here thinking, God,
I'm just trying. Here's what I'm doing. Until we can close this deal, I'm just trying to keep my fucking business afloat. Until we can close this deal, because that deal is a fucking game changer.
I know.
And that's just like the end of all of this e-begging horse shit.
It feels so far away.
I know, but it's just I'm just trying to keep the ship afloat until then. All right, let's fire it up. Let's do this thing. Let's start the gospel music. Here we go.
So many times.
All right, boys and girls, let's fill it up. Here we go.
Now, this is lit.
MSO says no goal or OT tonight. Bummer.
Aww.
See you later, Bubba Gump. Got off to a rough start, but we're good. Let's fill up this offering plate. Praise the show. Pass the offering plate and put your 10, 15, 20 bucks in there and knock out this $195 behemoth.
For the Lord of the Toe.
Oh, for the Lord of the Toe, please. Rumble, YouTube, PayPal, and Streamlabs is the quickest way to get there. Start a rally, guys. The rally needs to go hard and fast
yes,
like
it
a
does.
Priest through an altar boy.
We promise we're leaving if it doesn't.
Oh, we got to get out of here at the top of the hour and hang our head in shame and failure.
Go lick our wounds.
If we don't fill up this offering plate. Let's go, boys and girls. Come on. Being a fan of Steel Toe sometimes means kicking in a couple of bucks.
So much good stuff left.
To your favorite grifting, beggery, e-beggar, shitbag, can-rattling hosts. This 2 hours went by quick. I feel like you got a pretty good show. April and I got some arguing in. That was a fun show. $195 away. Who wants to throw into the offering plate? and help us hit this 195. Come on, boys and girls. Rumble, Streamlabs, PayPal. Nothing.
Oh, I don't want to go to bed yet.
All of it's coming up zero. Look, I'm not saying we got to hit overtime today, but missing by 200 is a huge dent in this program.
Yes, it is.
Big time. 200 is a lot to us on a show that's running by skin of its teeth.
Last night the goal flew by.
Yeah. Hobo Chili with $4.99 says, show me Shaka. Make that watermelon picking jiggle. If we hit the goal, I will. I promise. 175 away. Need Trump with $20. Thank you, Need Trump.
Thank you.
And thank you, Hobo Chili. 175 away from hitting it today. Everybody throw in couple of bucks. Bigot on socialist media says we can do it. I don't think we can.
I don't think so either.
This is looking rough. 175 away. The guy says, oh, shit, you ain't going to make it.
No.
This is our biggest miss in a long time, too.
Must have been a bad show.
2.5 minutes away from filling up this here offering plate. Woo. Tex Fartson says, I love April. Oh, we love you guys, too, and I'm sure April loves you back.
Thanks, Tex.
Trucker 18-Wheeler says, we like making our massa sweat. Well, guess what? No,
bet.
I'm past sweating. If it was 100, I'd be sweating. Now I'm just, resigned to my fate. I'm like a man walking to the gallows. Justin Dabbler says, I bring bad luck from the Lord. You must have brought it from the devil, son. Satan must have sent you to poison the well of this program. Nothing on PayPal or Streamlabs. We had about 666 come in tonight.
Oh,
boy. Need Trump with another $20. Need Trump is keeping us alive tonight.
Thank you.
160 away from tonight's goal. We are missing big. I will write this number down, and hopefully we can knock it out during the rest of the week.
Breaking my heart.
Oh, boy. Thank you very much to Alrix with $20, says for monthly dues.
Thank you.
Ethan says, preach. Oh, I'll keep preaching, brothers and sisters. You just got to throw in a little bit. 120 away from tonight's goal. Now you're giving us a shot. 2 minutes left. 2 minutes left. The lovely April jiggling the offering plate. $4.99 says, oh, Lord, we need a miracle.
Big one.
Bubba Gump with $2 says, it's a start. Hobo Chili says, come on, you dirty heathens. Kick in. I need to see that plywood pick and do a jig. All right. 105 away from hitting tonight's goal. Now you guys are getting close, and we've got a minute and a half left. MSO says, I can smell victory. Oh, my. I smell victory for the Lord, soldiers, MSO. We're getting really close. Magnum DUI with $5. Tigger next door with 10. 95 away from tonight's goal. MSO says, I'd like to fill that plate, not with money. Oh,
that
how dare you. All right, guys, 50 seconds, 50 seconds left. 95 away, now 80 away. With Bigfoot is real. Going with $19.99. 75 away. Sid Saraf with $9.99 says more. 65 away. Mizzle T Shizzle with $9.99. 65 away. 30 seconds left on the clock. Oh my God, you guys might actually do it. Holy shit.
Oh, it's empty.
Streamlabs, PayPal, Silverwolf with $5. Crew Smitty with 10. 55 away.
This is crazy.
From tonight's goal. 10 seconds left. Oh my God, look at this rally. Lemmy with 5 says meh.
Thank you.
You guys are at $50 away. The time has officially run out.
So is my money.
Time is out. Holy shit. Optic Nerve says best audience ever. They might be. We are right at 50. Let me hit refresh here. 20 from Zesty Taco Paco.
Thank you.
Says, let's go. Guys, that means we're at 35. We're at 20. Loaded Wrench with 20 says for my lunch money. So now we're only $20 away. So you guys are getting overtime tonight. A $175 rally in the offering plate segment. That offering plate has been our biggest gift and our biggest curse because I feel like now everybody waits till the very end.
I want to fill it with shit.
Oh my, we do have to fill it. It's getting too hard to shake.
Should I fill it live on air? Should I go get it?
With piss. Oh my God. All right, boys and girls, you got $20 and you got a half hour to get there. Thank you, Rumble. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you, PayPal. Randall B with $6. We're only 15 away.
Oh.
Woo.
Thank you.
Holy
I can
fuck.
smell Aaron from here.
That was an incredible rally. You crazy ass. I told Hobo Chili I would do this. There you go. There you go, buddy. There he is. Very good. He's full of the spirit.
Nice, yes.
And the goal has been knocked out. Scooby Jooby Jew with $20 over on PayPal.
Nice. Thank you, guys.
And that means the goal is deceased. We killed it. MSO motivates everyone to a victory once again. And the lovely and talented David Chandler got to stay on the sidelines for this one.
The most generous, supportive audience.
I always like it when this audience bands together at $9, $5, $10, $19.99 a piece and knocks out the whole thing.
A lot of 20s and 10s in there. Woo! Thanks, guys.
Very cool, guys. Very, very cool. Yeah, David Chandler did more than enough this morning to help this program. That doesn't still mean I'm not excited to get this deal done, though, because I could go, what? Do I have spittle?
No, I don't know what that was.
I have foam. Am I foaming?
No, it was something.
To go
it looked like you had a tonsil stone on your cheek over there.
To go on a $200 rally, do I have to fucking start foaming at the mouth?
No, I think you were slinging stones.
The Tigger next door says, screw David. We don't need it. You shut the fuck up. David Chandler is a saint on earth. He's Saint David of Steel Toe is who he is. And you will address him as such. Or Massa. $4.99 from Hobo Chili says, make that word do the doggy. Yep. If I don't get my dance, I can't romance myself with nocturnal emissions. I played it for you.
See, now I'm turned on.
Ooh.
What?
I asked someone if they wanted to go to the horsey thing this weekend, and look who's asking.
Oh.
That could be fun.
Okay.
That could be a good time. Reverend Bob Levy quote says, the Church of Steel Toe. Yeah, I just thought the offering plate, like doing the e-begging that way, was more fitting of our show.
It's cool.
You know, like a 2-hour thing, and then, hey, there you go.
I want to go get my change jar and put it in there.
It's beautiful. All right, guys. Thank you very much. MSO says, Chandler floated Chad Big Bucks this morning. I do. To me, David Chandler and Steel Toe are in an open relationship. Whoever David wants to go and spread the love to elsewhere is totally fine with me. It's
as long as I don't get pimped out to anyone.
We're not like other shows where I've seen shows get pissy that some guy donates to another show.
Why? If he's donating to you too, what do you care?
Yeah, just quit watching other people's money. Fucking
agree.
good for I say, whether I've disliked a broadcaster or I've liked a broadcaster, the one thing I've always said is I hope they make a lot of money. Doesn't hurt me for them to make a lot of money. I hope they're happy. Hobo Chili says, does my donation count for tomorrow? Anything that comes in after we knock out the goal goes towards the next day. Let's check in with San Francisco. We do this a lot, but a lot of shit ends up happening with
that's true.
With San Francisco. Well, the newest thing is stores have started responding to the rash of not robberies, shoplifting.
Looting?
The looting and the shoplifting that's going on. Someone says they're mad he's not donating to them. That's all it is. Well, be nice to him.
That's usually it. Like
treat him like the royalty that David Chandler is, and it'll be fine.
The people crying typically want the attention.
I'm sorry, fan of stuff. You're right. Cool people do call it San Fran. Well, would you like to see what San Francisco stores are doing in response to all the robbery? And because, San Francisco is one of those places where if they're stealing from you, you got to let them. Can't call the cops. Cops aren't going to come.
You have my attention.
If you put your hands on the robbers, you might get charged. Got to just let them go. Well, in San Francisco, a lot of the CVS and Walgreens there have closed down because they can't turn a profit because people just rob them blind. Their insurance goes up.
Walmarts are doing it too.
It's not doing well. So in San Francisco, they've done this. I'll get a closer look for the picture for you. Here you go. That's right. They have literally put a fucking chain with a gym lock on it and padlocks on it to keep people from stealing the what are the Outshine bars?
They're the popsicles. There's the double caramel magnums.
There's the drumstick.
Fuck,
I
are
love
they good?
Drumsticks.
Oh, I love those magnums. They're
April
so
is a
good.
big fan of the Magnum.
I
let me
really
tell
am.
you.
They are good. The only part is that like that caramely goose all over your hand.
You're an innocent. You really are.
I just enjoyed a Magnum the other day. I told you about that. It was delicious.
You did. You enjoyed a Magnum yesterday.
Oh, you're doing it, Dick.
I knew she was going to get it eventually. I'm smart, not dumb like everybody says, but smart.
Those Twix ones are good too.
Twix are very good. All of those chocolate ones are just so delicious.
The chocolate ones are the best. I like dark chocolate.
Of course you do. You just, now Hobo Chili's leaving. That's it.
He'll stay for you.
So they've locked all of this stuff up in that shithole known as, I'm sorry, San Fran. Fan of stuff theorizing, he says, this is because of one big fat guy, actually.
Right? He just came in and stole all the popsicles.
There's one guy came in there with a hand truck and he just started loading it up.
I kind of don't blame him. Like, if it's allowed, like, that's expensive. Do you know how much? So the kids, it's summertime, and the kids ask me for
I'm guessing like
popsicles.
$6 for those popsicles.
$6.99 for a box of Outshine bars. And do you know how many are in there? Like 8.
You try to do the right thing because you're like, I don't want the kids to load
6,
themselves up
yeah.
with sugar, so I'll get them like the actual
healthier
fruit
ones.
bars. And yeah, you just end up spending
Even-
$8 on something that lasts. You get it for the weekend and it's gone Saturday afternoon.
Even the big box of like the pure sugar and food coloring ones,
Yeah.
you know, like the single stick, but there's like 20 of them in there.
Bomb pops and shit.
Yeah, that's still like $8.99.
Dude, I'm such a dipshit. I thought for years that like those freezies, those
That there was
ices-
actual bombs in them.
Yes, I always yelled Allahu Akbar when I opened one up. And I thought that I just was always getting dysfunctional
And
ones.
you actually have to deep throat them to diffuse them.
That's what I was told by my priest. Hulkamasha Baby says April likes dark chocolate magnums that leave goo all over. What would your father say?
He ate one right next to me. So, you know, he enjoys a good Magnum from time to time.
So with the
Oh.
with the ices or the freezies or whatever people call them, I call them ices.
I used to call them freeze sticks.
Freeze sticks, whatever.
I don't know.
The things they throw out at parades. Well, I always thought that those were just like ice with food coloring on them. April was the one who informed me that they're actually full of sugar.
Yeah. No, it's
I thought those were just like colored icicles, like flavoring.
they have flavor though.
I
Where
know.
do you think that comes from?
I don't know.
There's a
Retard
lot of
store?
sugar in those. You can there's organic ones that have less sugar in them, but then again, you're paying close to $10 for like an 8-pack. So.
Oh, icy is like the slushies.
Freeze stick. I don't know.
Oh God, I can't spell. Freezies.
I don't know.
10 grams of total sugar. Oh no, per
Try
one
the
pop.
images and see what they call them in the images, and then you can search it again.
Mr. Freeze is what they
No,
always.
what is that over there? Freeze pops.
All right,
Try
let's
freeze
go.
pops.
Sugar content in freeze pops. This is what you guys paid for, by the way. Aren't you happy?
Well, it's summertime.
Sugar content
Gotta
in
go to
freeze pops. 7 grams of sugar in one of them.
That's not right.
That's not very much. You could have like
You know
4.
what?
You could have like 5 of those, and
No,
that's a soda.
I'm telling you, that's not right. I can go look. We have some upstairs.
I think that's legit. Because I never thought of them as like a super sugary thing.
That's fine. I don't need them anymore. But the ongoing argument: what is the best flavor?
Blue or red?
See, I don't.
Or purple.
I think
fuck, that's tough.
The blue. It goes my top 3, and this is one of them is going to be controversial. I think it goes blue, green.
Oh fuck you.
And pink.
Ew. Go grab me a purple and a red, and I'll settle this tonight. Can you go grab and then grab whichever one you want, and we'll settle this. We'll have a Mr. Freeze taste test, and we'll knock this thing out. I like doing a little hacky morning radio from time to time. I got someone's trying to send me a little news story here that could be pretty good. Oh no. Somebody couldn't afford his tickets. Guys, I got breaking news. Chad Zumach tweeted today, just for the record, I canceled my trip to Stoney's in Minnesota for the anniversary show. There's zero buzz with Steel Toe and Gino right now. It wasn't worth wasting my Delta miles on a trip to a shitty biker bar for a podcast that can't hit 10K subscribers in months. Oh, I believe we've got about over 12,000 YouTube and Rumble. And I believe that there's 7 or 8 shows at a time now trying to actively sabotage our subscriptions, and they've only got like 40 of them. So I think we're doing pretty good here, Chad.
Okay, purple and what?
Red, please. So Chad, like I predicted before, I fucking called it. I said it before. I said he can't afford to come out here. He's not going to be able to come. And now that he can't make it, he's going, oh, no, it's just that, no, they're irrelevant. Only 20 tickets left to the anniversary show, by the way, and we've still got about a month to sell them. We've already sold out once. We've added tickets. People cannot wait to see Gino. Oh, Chad, you know what? This is where that Reddit language like cope would come in handy. Oh, that sounds like, ooh, that tastes like another win. Muttering Jay on Twitter called it, looks like another win for Aaron Imholt and Gino Bisconti. I think Chad has half the subscribers we do, and that's like giving it his absolute all. Meanwhile, we're streaming on 4 different platforms, and we've been doing nothing but sucking Rumble's dick and talking about how shitty YouTube is. So, I gotta say, I believe Johnny's right. Chad chickened out. All right, let's try these.
So
I gotta say, purple and red are the absolute best.
So what I'm hearing is that Chad's not coming?
He chickened out.
Well, good. I can stay the whole night then.
He chickened out. He can't afford it. He can't go. And he tried to make a little excuse of like, oh, no, they're just irrelevant. It's like, I got 50 times the audience you do, and I'm irrelevant? I agree. We are irrelevant, absolutely, but not even close to as irrelevant as you are.
If this is irrelevant, I'm fine with it.
Yeah. I'm okay with this being irrelevant.
Please,
Chad, I don't know when the last time you saw a crowd of about 200 people was, but if you would have come up to Stoney's, you would have been able to see one.
Stickies everywhere.
You know what? I think purple might be the best one.
Ew. Can I have a...
Go ahead. We're trying the... Ooh, no, I think maybe red.
Oh, fuck that.
Give me the blue.
You're going to like the blue one.
I think I'm going to go red, blue, purple. Green is for animals.
Well,
for
that's
absolute pigs. All right.
We're double fisting.
We are double fisting.
We're double
freezies.
sticking. Ew.
This was a terrible idea. These are hard. These are hard to eat on a show.
Slap my ass, Sally. I forgot to grab a pink one. Solid third place. I love pink. I think the pink one is great.
All right. Muttering Jay is going to sucker me into one Twitter response on this whole thing. That's it. That's all he's going to... Muttering Jay's good at getting me to... He also likes us, so I'll bite this one time.
This fox.
All right, I'll try a green one. I don't like them typically. You have to talk while I have food in my mouth.
It's so good. Why I have food in my mouth?
Yeah, green is shit.
You're so rude. Green is good, Kyle. Thank you.
Roots Calhoun says green is for sophisticated palates. It even has like a sour aftertaste. I'm not a fan. Disney is now backtracking after the Snow White backlash. So remember that picture we saw of Snow White?
Not dwarves?
Yeah. Snow White and her pirate pals apparently is the new Mexican.
Is that what they call them now?
Colombian Snow White and her pirate pals is the new. Now, what's interesting about Snow White is that, like, if you take a movie about a black character historically and you turn it into a white person, they call that whitewashing. Well, Snow White is based on an old German folktale where it was a fair-skinned German, a beautiful German woman was Snow White. But if you put a Colombian in there, apparently that's totally fine. It's okay, and nobody can ever bitch about it or question it. And the tale is called Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. If you don't have any dwarfs, just call your movie something else. Call it Lost Teenage Girl and Her Creepy Friends. I believe that's called Sound
How
of
about
Freedom.
just the fuck around gang?
Yeah, just call it the fuck around game. Call it something else. If you're not going to actually do the story of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, then why do a Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs movie? I think Disney is just committed to pointing a gun at their foot and blowing that foot off.
There's a chance.
I mean, every movie they come out with that they have a big promotion for, just shit. And it's not only shit, but it's shit that craps all over like the time-honored tradition and history that people love. Right. That the people actually hold dear. It's like Ice Cube was saying. They're trying to destroy established and loved brands to rebuild society. And to do it to Snow White, it's like, dude, it couldn't have picked like a less gay target.
That's what they did to The Little Mermaid, though, too. For forever, Ariel was this very pale, beautiful redhead. And I will repeat myself because we've covered that before. I don't care if The Little Mermaid is black. It's just that they did that for a reason other than she was the best actress.
Right. It was just, it was kind of a weird thing. But Disney just kind of seems like bound and determined to just fuck their own shit up.
Isn't that kind of what Marvel did too?
Yeah, and the only thing with Marvel you can say is, well, they were playing with house money because they did so well with all those Avengers movies that they were like, okay, we did the Thanos thing, we killed off Iron Man and Thanos and all that. Now we can do all the messaging bullshit that we wanted to do, and that's the stuff that ended up losing money.
But hasn't Disney done well too?
Oh, yeah. I mean, for a century, Disney's been doing very well.
That's kind of my point. It's
Yeah.
like maybe they're playing with house money too.
But they're not, because they're now a publicly traded company, whereas Marvel is just a division within that publicly traded company. So like Disney is Disney. Like Marvel is just a little part of Disney, like a toe in the Disney empire, whereas Disney is Disney. And if Disney starts shitting the bed, now Bob Iger's talking about selling off their TV networks. He's talking about selling their streaming service. It's getting really bad with the Disney desperation. But yeah, I mean,
what's the next move?
Go back to making good movies that people,
Sleeping Beauty is going to be trans.
No, Sleeping Beauty is going to be the girl wakes up and she's got like a knife and she's stabbing the guy trying to, cutting off his dick because he's a toxic male and all that shit. That's going to be a good movie. But yeah, I mean, why make Snow White? Blue's your favorite?
Oh, God, is that good?
Well, take the red.
I'll do a turn with your red.
That sounds like having your period. April, are you taking the red? All right, then you got to do the purple one.
I don't like the purple one. It's gross.
Purple's delicious.
Purple's for...
Go ahead. No, go ahead and say it.
Heathens. Oh, yeah, you suck that.
I love
grape.
sucking on this throbby purple.
Yeah, you can have that back. I don't care about
You don't like red? Wow.
I don't like either of yours. Maybe we're not meant for each other.
Or maybe we are because
because you'll eat the ones I don't like and,
opposites attract. Just a Dabbler, good to see you, buddy. Have a nice sleep. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight.
Howdy.
God, that's just so I love that. That's so exciting that Chad can't come to the anniversary show because he's broke and he can't do it. And he's trying to make an excuse. If you're going to make an excuse that somebody's not relevant, you've got to do it with a show you're bigger than. You can't do it with somebody... Like, you notice our show has always been our show, our universe. You are like a bit player, whack packer in somebody else's universe.
I can't believe that he tweeted that.
It's embarrassing.
That doesn't seem like something you should tweet.
Well, he deletes them.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah. He tweets that. That's
I don't follow
That's why
the guy.
Muttering Jay had to take a picture of it rather than be able to share the actual tweet. So Disney came out after that picture. And Disney said, oh, no, that's not a picture from the movie set. That's just a bunch of trolls doing that.
Oh, sure.
Well,
is that right?
They had to come out today and clarify and go, okay, look, it is a picture from the shitty movie that we're making.
Yes.
But we didn't okay its release. It was a leaked photo from the set.
That's going to help you.
Yeah. So they had to backtrack on that. And I mean, the movie's going to be a disaster. Peter Dinklage is partly to blame for this because Peter Dinklage was being an asshole on Mark Maron's podcast a year or two ago, talking about how now Disney's going to make a new Snow White and they're going to have what, the 7 dwarfs? They're going to have all these 7 guys live in a cave? That's kind of fucked up for a progressive Hollywood. And it's like, does Peter Dinklage not know the story of Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs?
I guess not.
They didn't live in a cave. They worked in a mine.
His mother didn't read him stories.
I guess not. She was too busy trying to leave him at the fire station. And the 7 dwarves lived in a cottage and owned a mining business together.
What?
And they were miners. And they were tiny, so they didn't take up much room in the house. So why not share it, sublet? Doesn't cost you as much.
I'm against doing anything with minors.
It's very, very smart.
Of all kinds.
So Peter Dinklage kind of fucked them over with that whole. The whole world is now listening to you.
You did this.
Chew and
to me.
suck
Yours are going to melt all
stick.
over the table.
Not if I can help it.
Cutest little mouse squeak ever.
There you go.
Have you tried 2 flavors at once before?
No.
I hate cutting my mouth on these.
I'm not a filthy whore.
You're saying you've never double sticked?
I've never double sticked. I don't need to know about college. I told you. We met later. Sandy Squatch with $10 says, I love this show. It makes my day. Thank you. We are 15 ahead for tomorrow, by the way.
Thank you, Sandy.
Thank you, Sandy. That's
we
very
love you
nice
too.
of you.
You know what? I'll take this moment because I'm feeling grateful. Sandy has really stuck around through the most. Sandy has been put through the ringer on
Whatever
this
do
show.
you mean?
Oh, I don't know. You calling her like a swine on the radio? You were very mean to her.
In fairness, she annoyed the shit out of me.
But she was a fan.
Yes.
I don't know.
I'm not saying I wasn't wrong.
I can't decide which one I want more.
By the way, all night you guys have been up over 300 people on all the platforms. We appreciate that. Not like our high. Our high was around 400. You've been around 300 all night on average. So thank you very much for that. Oh my God, you've got the most freezing hands.
Warm them for me.
I think I want some of my chicken after the show.
Grape, chicken.
Uh-oh, I'm turning Negro. I'm really turning Negro. I really think so. It's getting late. I'm having a hard time performing.
You got to pick up your other stick. I have not dropped my sticks yet. You're going to leak on the table.
I'm not going to leak on the table. Look at this. I'm handling
You're a
it.
quitter.
I'm sorry I don't handle 2 sticks at once like a pro like you do.
Got to learn. I'm going to try them both at once. What? See this? They're both sticking out.
Yeah?
We're going to...
It was disgusting. I'm not happy at this point. This is just... You ever had your wife just shove 2 cylindrical objects in her mouth on camera at one time and then go, It's emasculating.
Oh, it's so good.
New band says, April being hot, Aaron must have a strong dick game. Shh, don't tell anybody. They get really upset if I do that, and then their whole world falls apart.
You know what? Realistic answer, it's not bad. Dick game, not bad.
Not bad. That's what you would say about my dick game. I give you PK juice in me Lonsdale shoes.
You're so red instantly. You little bitch.
Oh, you've got a neck like an ostrich. Come gobble on this PK cock, bitch.
They keep sliding back in.
That's what they do. Whew. Oh, we've got a story tomorrow morning. I actually stole this. We were watching the news like an old couple tonight before the show. I want to steal that story about the Owatonna mayor. You know what? You were upstairs. I want to do that one about the Owatonna mayor where he goes, he went to a church that was having like an LGBTQ thing during Pride Month.
Okay.
The Owatonna mayor showed up and goes, what, are you going to put stripper poles in the sanctuary? And he like started shitting on the LGBTQ community like right in front of everybody.
Wow.
I thought it was fantastic. So now everybody's up in arms and they, want him to apologize and go through sensitivity training and all that. And to his credit,
that helps at that age.
To his credit, I think the mayor of Owatonna, which is a small town in Minnesota, I think he's going like, why don't you guys all go fuck yourself and I'll just be the mayor.
I hope so. Somebody should say that.
He did go out of his way to kind of be a dick about it, which was kind of funny. In an effort to create a smoke-free city, Hong Kong in China, their government there is actually urging citizens to stare at smokers disapprovingly. So basically,
I can see you loving this.
In order to get your dad to quit smoking, your mom would like, I know when they were trying to get my dad to quit smoking when I was a kid.
Your dad smoked?
Till he was 30.
You didn't tell me that.
Yeah. And my mom would have my sister and I cough really loud in the back seat of the car
Oh, that's
whenever they
good.
drove. And then he quit smoking at 30 years old when I was like 4 or 5. And that basically the city of Hong Kong is my mother. And they're now trying to get all the citizens to shame smokers whenever they see them.
I like that.
I don't know. I kind of like it. Like, I don't want anyone close to me to be a smoker. I don't want anyone smoking cigarettes. It's a nasty business. It's terrible. But at the same time, I don't really give a fuck what strangers do.
Yeah, that's usually where I'm at. Unless you're doing meth, I do have like a strong distaste for meth.
But I don't care if a stranger does meth.
Right, I guess anybody that was ever close to me doing meth is why I feel that way. So as long as you're not close to me, that's fine.
Yeah, go ahead and do your meth. I don't give a shit.
Sure, I guess, yeah. If I were smoking a cigarette outside, I'm drinking or something, and I got a cigarette in my hand, don't stare at me.
But this is what happens. Like when you have a communist government and they pay for all the health care and shit, they're like, now they get to tell you what you have to do to other people who are doing health things you don't like. Like, hey, when you go out in public, it is now your duty as a citizen to look at this guy and shame the shit out of him.
Right.
Like, who pays your medical bills?
But that's...
Good point.
You said Hong Kong, right? Yeah, it's China.
It's not their biggest problem.
It's not their biggest problem.
No, it is not Hong Kong's biggest problem.
Yeah.
Hong Kong's biggest problem at the moment is the fact that they're trying to put on this big sporting event and they're not sure they're going to have room for all the participants.
Oh, yeah. What kind of sporting event?
It's going to be a table tennis tournament.
Ooh. Any big stars I might have heard of?
Yeah, well, that's what they're worried about. So one of them is gigantic. You might have heard of him.
Okay.
His name's King Kong.
Oh, I for sure have heard of him. He's very large.
King Kong is coming to play in the tournament, and they're not really sure. Surely, shaming people who are smoking is very important, but this is important too, is making room for King Kong. Because King Kong poses a very difficult problem for the organizers of the ping pong tournament.
I can imagine you need to have all of his equipment with him, like his paddles.
Well, now that's where the problem is. He doesn't use a paddle.
What the hell would he use then?
He plays with his penis.
What?
Yeah. King Kong is going to Hong Kong to play ping pong with his ding dong.
Damn it.
No. Actually,
did you see the chat? There was a couple.
Yeah, there's a lot of people going, Jesus Christ, don't. What are you doing? It's like I'm torturing their family members. They're like, you don't have to do this.
It's been a while.
By the way, boys and girls, hit like on YouTube because we're at 95. So everybody just hit the thumbs up button and we're good to go. Actually, the way they're going to shame the smokers is actually kind of sneaky and it's sort of genius. They're actually, the Chinese people there are going to find the people smoking and they'll have a beverage with them. And then they'll distract the smoker. And then when the smoker turns back around to take a sip, he'll sip his soda and he'll go, oh, God, it tastes terrible. And the guy will go, oh, it tastes funny. And he'll go, yeah. And go, well, because you're smoking. Me being Chinese, I played a joke and I went pee-pee in your Coke. And that's going to stop them all from smoking cigarettes.
This is the overtime you paid for him.
And ladies
you suck that directly into the mic.
And ladies and gentlemen, I have great news for you. That's all the time we have for tonight. Saying stop it. I hope you're proud of yourself. I am. I'm very proud of myself. Drunk Engineer says I hate you. On that note, we will leave for tonight. Thank you very much for that amazing rally. You guys are the most generous audience out there. I hope you feel like we deserve it. April, thank you very much as well.
Thank you.
I'm going to go upstairs and violate her like a parking meter. I will talk to you guys at 6 o'clock Central Time. And we will talk to you for the Steel Toe Morning Show tomorrow. Take it easy, everyone.